There we are. With that, we are starting tonight's session. Session 27. Crazy numbers getting up there. It is Morgan's birthday, so therefore Morgan gets a real inspiration die, a full D20 of an inspiration die, to use going into in perpetuity. Yep, perpetually. I want to say both of those words at the same time. But yeah, with that, I'll throw it over to Xanthi with the recap.
Okay. All right. Xanthi tried to muster up a smile for her teammates, but it was half-hearted at best. The events of the last couple days had been enough to dampen even her spirits. Thinking back on the events that led them to this moment, she recalled setting out from Old Haven to go to the aid of Lumen and the mysterious threat the city found itself facing. Shadows alive, undead overtaking the city. It sounded ominous to be sure, but what else was there to do but hold on to hope that the citizens were holding their own in the face of these horrors? The journey had been perilous already, with the camp being awoken in the early hours with an attack by fire elementals. Despite the injuries sustained during that battle, they had been able to emerge victorious and tend to their collective wounds and assist the camp in recovery, earning some measure of grudging respect from their older colleagues. Glancing around at the other squads that were marching under the direction of Senior Volunteer Honor Walrond, she noted the hulking form of, I'm going to butcher his name,
Bragic.
Bragic.
Come on, it's the easiest name to say, obviously.
I'm sorry. Who had been so gruff with them in their brief interaction. The slight satisfaction she had felt earlier from the prank she had played on him in retaliation for his antagonistic introduction was gone in light of recent events. The trio that made up the Siren Sisters were walking nearby, and Xanthi gave a slightly more genuine smile when she saw Chrysaris glance back towards their group. At least one other group was interested in being friendly. Being the youngest two squads meant they ought to stick together, she supposed. She found herself absent-mindedly reaching to the phantom wound on her leg before remembering the vision had been an illusion, despite the pain and horror being terribly real. Thinking back to Teddy's expression and the tears running down Hayes' face during their altercation with the mind-affecting flowers, she found herself, for once, afraid to ask what they saw. She wasn't feeling particularly keen to share either. The image of Lane ripped to pieces and still shouting accusations at her was hard to forget, though she wished she could. Logic dictated that he couldn't possibly know where she was at this moment, but the reality was that he could be anywhere right now. Guilt started to gnaw at her as she rationed that this could have been avoided if she had just given a different answer. Centering herself with a deep breath, she shook the gloomy thoughts from her mind. It's not productive to dwell, and they have a long way to go before they reach Lumen and whatever dangers await them there. Best to have your wits about you when you're walking into the unknown. With a surreptitious glance at her teammates, she took stock of their expressions. Weary and haunted. The last encounter had taken its toll on everyone. Rallying herself, she promptly launched into a tale from her hometown, recounting the time she took on a dare to ride a not-yet-trained griffin, and the somewhat impressive scar on her left forearm from the experience. Pleased to have gotten at least a half smile out of her teammates, she gratefully took hold of Marigold's follow-up question to regale her friends with the ins and outs of griffin care while subtly keeping an eye to their surroundings, more aware than ever of the dangers of travel. And that's all.
Awesome. Yeah, take your savvy point. May the odds be in your favor going forward. All that good stuff. So yeah, as we jump into tonight's session, I perhaps should get some dice as we are playing D&D. Don't know if I need them yet, but nothing like scaring your players by saying you as the DM should have dice. Don't worry about it, it's fine. It's chill. Totally chill. But yeah, as we jump back in, we're gonna pull back time a little bit from where Xanthi was recounting everything, and go to right where we left off with you all emerging from this haze. Kind of Teddy, you and Haze breaking free from the mist, half carrying slash supporting wounded Xanthi. Um, you all are kind of struggling to breathe, coughing up this thick yellow mucus. You feel your eyes sting in the fresh air as it finally hits your face. And as your legs start to kind of buckle, you see that Chrysaris and Isolde are both there, helping pull you further away from this mist. You see a few of the other volunteers are passing you all these like fresh, damp cloths to help clean up and get the like toxins off your skin. And as Chrysaris is kind of helping take Xanthi, you have that wound on your leg. You look down and see that there is no wound, but you're still almost limping, like you did just get hamstrung by Lane, and you see that Chrysaris kind of is like, y'all are some crazy newbies running back in there. As like she's helping you away. She had, I guess, seen you all decide to dive back in, as you had made it out the first time. But yeah, looking around, you see that the rest of the task force is finally catching their breath as well. People are helping tend to each other's wounds. Some are like trying to walk it off, like taking deep breaths and just pacing outside of the kind of affected area. You see some are sprawled on the ground, breathing heavily. Others are off to the side, kind of just puking up the contents of their stomach from coughing too hard. It doesn't look like there are any casualties, though. So that seems like a good thing. For everyone who's just kind of come out of this haze, give me a bit of a perception check.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
17, 18, 19, 20. Starting off with a 22.
Nice.
Natural 20
dang.
for a 24.
24. Damn.
Xanthi and Teddy!
Look
Nat
at you
20,
two, so
buddy.
perceptive.
The
Well,
wisdom, the wisdom!
Characters.
I got a 2.
Good.
Oh, I thought mine was the worst. Okay, I got a 6.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. You don't have to say it like that. Sorry, I'm exhausted.
I'm
trying
sorry,
to
that was
save
really
you.
probably the worst.
Yeah, I'd say Hayes and Marigold. Hayes, I think you are barely seeing what's in front of you, still kind of replaying the image of Aura in your mind. You had just managed to get out, drop the other 2 volunteers, and run back in, technically for a third time, to help Xanthi back out. Your eyes are just kind of covered in this green mucus. It's not very pleasant. Marigold, I think you're just kind of finally made it out, and as the only one who didn't kind of succumb to these toxins, I do feel though that your head's kind of spinning a bit as you finally get out and clear kind of your airways, and you're just seeing kind of that shock of just mass casualty. Not people not dead, but just the full like 40 people of the task force, had some things gone differently, might not have made it out of that, so to speak. And I think your eyes kind of mostly focus on over to the volunteer that you had tripped over originally, before you all had managed to kind of take him out with you, seeing him getting medical care. And I think that's kind of just the focus here, not really looking at around. For Teddy and Xanthi, I feel you two are trying to immediately jump into almost crisis mode, even though you both just dealt with one of these horrifying hallucinations. You're trying to look around and see what's going on, everything with the rest of the volunteers. And you manage to catch Senior Volunteer Honor. You see that she is unfortunately one of those who is puking up the contents of her stomach from coughing with all the toxins in her system. But you see it's like in between, she's also trying to check on all the different squads. Like she goes and checks on one of the squads and then just like throws up in a bush and then goes and checks on another squad. And you can see she is making her way basically around to where your group is kind of like plopped themselves out of the toxins, and you can see that she has this deep gash over her cheekbone, like almost cutting through her lip as well. And the whites of her eyes are this really like sickly yellow as she's making her way closer.
Can I make a medicine check?
Oh yeah, Teddy. Medicine it up.
Dr.
If
Teddy.
it's not a session until Teddy makes a medicine check.
Not as gotta get it out of the way quick and early, huh? It's not very good. It's just a 10.
Just a 10. I mean, you're probably aware of the two things that cause this. The toxins from the flowers, and then maybe someone else's weapon.
Oh.
Because you don't see any, like, looking quickly at both Xanthi and yourself, you don't have any physical reminders of the kind of things that you were dealing with. It's just more the lingering mental. This was a real blade that caught her, so.
Ugh.
Senior volunteer, is there any help that we can be? I'm fairly knowledgeable when it comes to potives and salves and such. Is there anything that we know that aids against this?
Oh, Teddy, no, that, I think we've just figured water's good right now, but there are some people that perhaps you can take a look at. The members of Going Rogue, they're a bit worse for wear, and as far as we can tell, they're unconscious, and none of the healing seems to be bringing them back. So if that's something you want to take a look at, and you see, kind of, she steps back for a bit, kind of coughing, and before addressing the group, I heard what you all did, going back in to save more people. That's the kind of dedication this task force needs, so keep it up.
Yes, sir.
But, Teddy, if you'll follow me, we can go over to Going Rogue. And you follow, perhaps, Senior Volunteer. Yeah. I was like, I'm going to assume you do, but maybe you don't.
I don't want to do it. I worked hard enough today.
You said, on second thought, I actually don't want to go over there. Yeah, you see kind of the members of Going Rogue are laid out on the ground. You see there are a couple of, you're assuming, clerics that are around them, as well as just like another fighter. It seems everyone is just trying to throw anything at it and see what will fix this situation. And yeah, Teddy, you kind of walk up to this almost makeshift little field medic event happening.
I mean, my gut response as someone who is not a medical professional, we know that it was caused by spores. So I think Teddy's first kind of thing is like check their breathing, check their passageways, like nose and throat to make sure it's like unobstructed. If stuff's like gooped up,
Mm-hmm.
I think he is just gonna start like with the basics, are they breathing? Are they, whatever. So I think he's gonna just kind of get to work and see what he can do for these people. I have lesser restoration. I only have 2 spell slots for it, and I feel a little nervous about burning the last of my second level slots, and we still have 3 days of travel.
You do recall that, as Honor just said, like the clerics have tried some healing spells
Got
and
it.
it didn't work, so they're kind of
Okay.
now looking to like the mundane stuff. Because wouldn't you know it, if you can heal something with magic, you're not the best at CPR, because you just
Yeah.
throw magic at it. So you like the other fighter, the fighter who's over there, you see also seems to be maybe trying to do similar things to you as the like mundane CPR vibes. So yeah, if you want to give like maybe an investigation check, I know you just rolled medicine, so maybe let's switch it up as you're
Sure.
looking around, looking to see the situation, see what you can maybe figure out.
Investigation. Okay, I have nothing to that, so we'll see what happens.
I mean, a 10 is like, middle. So maybe
Yeah,
that's
I
what
got
you
a
get.
9,
A
so
9. Okay,
a little
yeah.
under average.
A little under average.
I don't know.
Yeah, Teddy, you're feeling a little out of your element here. You're like, I learned how to bandage some wounds and splint broken bones. I did not learn how to
Yeah.
deal with a toxic plant. But you do have your circle of spores kind of nature, and
Oh, I do.
and that does kind of help you realize what might be going on with the way these plants interact with the world. And do you think, as you're kind of looking at them, that any like exposed skin and ways to get in the body is going to be an issue? And they all are covered in cuts, like all the members of Going Rogue. A lot of you didn't get close to the plants, but they did have these razor sharp, kind of like thin leaves. And you imagine that it's really you're just going to need to get their like wounds clean from anything.
Yeah. I think he will kind of come to that realization. Like, I think in like, feeling for a pulse monitoring, he just kind of comes away a little like dusty. And I think he'll say to the other person, if we can clean out the wounds, it seems there's some residual pollen spores. I'm going to try something, and theoretically it is under control. If I start freaking out, then it's not, but it should be fine. And he's going to put his hands over, he has 2 hands, so over like the faces of 2 of these individuals. And this is kind of out there, so let me know if this is illegal. I would like to use my symbiotic entity when I get all spory, but I'd like to try and pull the spores not from his own like thing, but from these people, like spore vacuum. Like
Yeah, I think you can do that, but it is going to be a wisdom save, as you are now concentrating the spores around yourself. Actually, sorry, not a wisdom save. What did I make? An intelligence saving throw, like it was before. Yes, I'm sorry.
Wait, no, actually, as a druid, I think intelligence is like one of the things I'm good at.
It might be another one you're good at. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I have a +2 to that. Oh, I want this to work. I want this to work well. Oh my gosh.
Get it out now. Get it out now.
Get it out now. But it's cool.
It is cool.
Let me look at some stuff really fast. I don't... Is it silly to use a savvy point for a cool thing? No, I'm gonna take the L. I'll need it, I think, later. An 11.
An 11. yeah, you see that the kind of fighter steps back, looking ready to do something if things go weird, which was your instructions. As you put your hands on uh, these two individuals, what does it look like as you are trying to pull the spores from them?
Mm-hmm. I think that um there's kind of this you know how like old dusty rooms are just somehow quieter than a room that's full of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's kind of that feeling of like the sound kind of like dims a little bit in this area as these like particulates begin to kind of like move towards Teddy's hands, absorbing any of the incoming noise around them. I think these spores begin to kind of wind up and around his hands. And I think that he looks down and it's in the same sort of pattern. And like as they make contact with him, it changes from yellow into like the colors of like that sickly green and red and orange as they start kind of like crusting, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, against his skin a little bit as he's just kind of pulling them and turning it into his own.
Yeah, Teddy, as you do that, you, I assume you're probably like kneeling next to them. You feel almost like a wave of anxiety flow through you, like anchoring you to the ground. And you look as your vision kind of jumps, and you see that red, orange, green moss that had been consuming Zalira now grabbing onto your legs and climbing up your body as your
Mm-hmm.
hands are holding like onto these two individuals. You take 5 points of poison damage.
Okay.
And you, for a second, start to panic and freak out because you feel like you can't move your hands away. But that fades as you kind of shake your head and you have pulled the spores from their bodies. You can see that their eyes are starting to flutter. And as long as you don't look too closely at the ground's normal.
Mm-hmm. I think he kind of sits back heavy on his heels, and I think he's like a pale and like shaking, and it's like clear that this was like a bit of an ordeal for this guy.
Yeah.
How many others in Going Rogue are there?
There are two more people. You see that as you kind of rock back, the fighter was ready to jump in there and help. It's like, hey man, you good? You were the ground was real interesting to you for half a second.
Uh, yes. He kind of takes a deep breath. His hands are still like shaking, and he can't really tell if it's from that like residual like anxiety or if he's just like tuckered and spent.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to say, I can get the other two. But I am not quite sure, um, what I will be like after that. If, as senior officers and members, I'm willing to do that, but I want to ensure that I can keep my squad safe as well.
Hey man, let's not do that. Let's just get some water and try to clean their wounds with water. You said water would work. Uh,
It should, yes. My companion, the inky haired, she can shape water. We don't have to use quite as much as we otherwise might. I know that we're in strange circumstances with the fires and everything. The less we use, probably the better.
yeah, no, that's a good idea. If you want to get her, I'll see what water I can scrounge up from everyone else as well. And you see this fast talking, like skinny human guy goes running off
Mm-hmm.
to see what he can scrounge up for water. As
Yeah.
Teddy, you head back to where your squad had kind of plopped down outside of the haze. What are the three of you up to? Staring
was-
off into the distance.
Well, I was gonna ask, since I was distracted by going rogue, I feel like Marigold's keeping an eye on Teddy and watching all of that unfold. But since she wasn't there for the scene, and they're gonna come get her, because I was just gonna offer like, oh, she can do that. If we're all in the same thought about it.
Yeah, I think you really catch all of what Teddy was doing, and kind of see that that oh fuck moment, which again, you do not really know what everyone saw. Actually, I don't think you know what anyone saw. No one said
No,
really.
no one's told me yet. Yeah.
So you just know that people are fucking off their rocker seeing shit right now. That's okay though. You have seen so many things already this campaign. It's time for everyone else to see some things.
Yeah. So I think that's what Marigold has been
Cool.
up to.
So yeah, we'll circle back to you when Teddy comes and gets you. The two traumatized ones. What are you two up to as you've just come out of this haze? Anything specific or just fucking existing?
I think Xanthi probably would, like, right when she came out of it, I think she was probably, like, really convinced, like, until she sees it with, like, is she really wounded? So she's, like, trying to, like, feel around and see if, like, there's a gaping wound in her chest or anything. Because that, she definitely, lost a lot of hit points to those psychic visions. And then she probably, like, just calms herself a bit, and she's probably taken a moment. I think she was probably kind of staring off into the middle distance, muttering to herself, little mantras, like, it wasn't real. Before kind of trying to look up and see, like, channel it into action to see if, like, there's anything that she can do rather than, like, think about, like, what she just experienced.
You said she's muttering that?
She's muttering some mantras.
Like she's probably, like, saying under her breath, like, taking breaths and being like, this wasn't real, you're fine, like, he's not here. Like,
I think Hayes is gonna distract themselves from their own trauma by checking in with Xanthi. She's over here muttering stuff. Yeah. Come up to Xanthi. Hey, are you okay? Did you...
Yeah. Yes. Are you okay?
I don't believe you, but no, not really. No. Will be, but that's... Yeah. I just know how bad it was, so I want to make sure you're okay. Marigold, you see anything? Are you okay?
Oh no, I'm perfectly fine. It seems like no one else is though.
Yeah.
Including you two.
I'll be okay.
I mean, I don't really know what is going on.
There were just things that weren't real.
Like a mirage?
Yeah, except, a scary
really
mirage that said hurtful things and hurt you, as well, like tried to murder you.
I mean, that doesn't sound good. No.
I think she'll get Lotus out And like have the like do the shape water cantrip to make like the water go into fun patterns, and like Lotus is just swimming around in like the cute little water patterns to try to like cheer them up. Because there's not really much you can do. But...
Yeah, you're just trying to be like, distraction.
So
Yeah.
cute.
I think at that moment, as you three are there, you see a paler, kind of shaky Teddy come back on over to you all.
Marigold, can I borrow you for a moment? He looks to see you shaping water already. I think we could use some help just cleaning up the rest of the going rogue squad.
Yep, Tate's muted.
Marigold will say, "Oh, of course. Do you all still have the damp cloths that you were using? Do you still need them?"
No, I don't need mine anymore. Pull his off.
I think Marigold will gather the damp cloths, and then when she goes over to help clean up the wounds, she will pull the water out of the cloths to kind of like save the water that's already being, like it's already been used. It's not really going to go anywhere else. So,
it's already
and use that water to
dirty pollen water, dirty spore water.
If we got cleaner water, then we can use that. But you know, I mean, she only pulls the, I don't know. Shape water only, like, she's only controlling the water, so, like, hopefully it will come out kind of cleaner.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, it might still grab stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I'd say between that and you see that fighter has come back with, like, another water skin's worth of water. So hopefully between the two, you're able to help shape water. I think between you, the fighter, and Teddy kind of giving this first aid, you're able to get the 4 members of Going Rogue all wounds all clean, and you can see that their eyes kind of start to flutter. There's a little bit more activity, and they just are going to need probably a moment to come back to. And I mean, they're not going to be doing great on the rest of the day ahead, but they should be able to, walk under their own power to wherever you all need to go, which is further down the road.
This is fun. Marigold never gets to help heal people.
Look at that.
Yeah,
I don't know if... You go for it, sorry.
I was just going to say, Teddy would see Marigold looking, like, really pleased with herself, that she's, like, actually able to, like, help take care of people.
Aww. Have any of you ever watched the Bionicle movies?
No.
Okay, well, there's like water healing in that movie, and that's what
you're feeling some water healing.
Bionicle movie.
Great.
It's on YouTube for free.
Well,
so
plan for the weekend.
There you have it. Bionicles.
But yeah,
anyway.
As you two are kind of helping finish tending to the wounds, all of you finally having caught your breath a little bit, you hear Honor kind of banging on her shield with the hilt of her rapier, as everyone who can mostly gathers around, and she says, "Well, we're lucky there were no casualties, so we're going to push ahead. Humanless has agreed to scout for the rest of the day to give Going Rogue a chance to recover. And for now, any of those who have fire cantrips or spells they're willing to burn, meet me near the haze. We're going to try to get rid of as many of these flowers as possible, hopefully for protecting anyone who'd follow us or be on this road later. So, for the rest of you, be prepared. We head out in 15. Thanks. As you see, she kind of heads back towards the haze. You see that a fire genasi follows her from another one of the kind of senior volunteers, and another third year as well. All kind of head towards the haze.
Marigold has a fire cantrip, so she will also volunteer to
There
help.
you go.
So does Xanthi.
Great.
I have no spells left. I don't have any cantrips.
I think Xanthi even like forgets to like say that she's going. She just kind of like nods absentmindedly and just like wanders
Just follows, yeah.
off.
Don't worry, Marigold knows that Xanthi has a fire cantrip, so she will. I'm assuming we're all standing together because we usually are. Let everyone know that she and Xanthi are gonna go help.
Yeah.
I have a bad request.
Uh-oh.
Bad?
Bad request. Well, first of all, Teddy's gonna drink one of his healing potions, just one of his regular ones,
Cool.
just because he's not good.
Yeah. Have a little sip.
I will add that up in a second. With his empty and discarded bottle, he would like to try and gather a sample of the spores. Not in like a mad scientist kind of way, not in like a, oh, maybe I can use this later, like just in a pure preservation sense. Like torching this whole grove is like, it makes sense why it needs to be done. But also like he thinks back to Zalira, who, you know, foundation for his whole everything, and the idea of just like ruining a potential ecosystem like doesn't sit fully right with him. So he's like, if nothing else, I can, you know, collect a sample, we can study it, we can figure out, you know, whatever, maybe an antidote, you know, and like, so if possible, he's gonna try and collect some of that yummy goodness.
Yeah, Teddy, roll intelligence save.
Shucks.
It's saving throw. Yeah.
I don't think it'll matter, but is this before or after he drinks? This would be after he drinks the
After he
potion.
drinks the potion, yeah. Because
Okay.
I'm assuming you're not going to approach it without having, you know,
No,
the place to
no.
put it.
Oh my gosh, it's a natural one.
Daddy!
Okay, whatever, it's fine. I healed 9 points, so yay.
What
I'm
roll
gonna
was it?
take however many. Intelligence save.
Okay, because Meg, you and these
Cringe fail.
spores are having a moment, I don't want to DM anymore. I want you to tell me what happens to Teddy. Tell me what he sees. You take 2 points of damage. It's
Okay, that's
what
not
he's
bad.
been doing. It's, you know, how does he see these spores, Zalira, all of this? I wanna hear. I wanna be the player. I wanna get a little.
I think you mentioned that like kind of like crusty tears as a result of like like the body flushing out this like issue. I think that like his eyes are watering as he's like kind of gathering like this sample. And I think as he's like blinking, you know, when you look at like a bright light and it kind of like stains like your vision for a little bit, I think there's kind of those like ripples of like color of like that same fungus, and I think he's quite like disoriented coming back. I think he's like, again, like he looks better but still like, you know, a bit disoriented, a bit weird, and I think he'll kind of like sit down very heavily next to Hayes and just kind of have some quiet time while everyone's torching the mushroom.
Yeah, I just imagine
and
it's
everything.
like in the backdrop, it's just like you see Hayes and Teddy just sitting there like staring, and then the back is just fire behind them.
Yeah,
the
it's like
haze
the
and
This
fire.
Is Fine dog.
Not just fire. Marigold's fire cantrip doesn't look like fire. It looks like black smoke that once
Great.
it gets
There's
started, then it
there's
lights on
smoke.
fire.
There's fire. The spores themselves, when they like the flowers smoke, they turn into this really noxious like yellow-green smoke as well. So there are bright flames, dark smoke, fire. There's a few different even types of, magical fire from all the different people casting spells. But we'll say, Xanthi, just roll me a d4. It's a little luck check. See how good of a job you all can do clearing these plants.
That's a 4. Is that good or bad?
That is good.
Okay.
Yay!
I
Yeah.
was like, it's either really good or really bad.
Yeah,
guys.
it's only one or the other. Yeah, I'd say that you all are kind of didn't realize it, and maybe it's a really good thing not more people decide to fight these plants with fire, because you can see the kind of chain reaction when one plant is hit, the spores go up in flames and travel to another. And pretty quickly, this whole thing kind of explodes. It's like if anyone's played Baldur's Gate, when there's that little spore field, and then if you hit one, they all explode. That's what this shit is doing right now. All going up in smoke. It's going to make a huge mess, and you imagine it's going to smoke for a while. But yeah, good job. This probably will not be an issue for anyone, either you all on your way back or some other people trying to make their way through. So, with that, anything else as everyone's getting ready to head on the road? Is anyone else taking any healing potions or casting any other spells or whatnot?
You said we're not. We'll get a short rest at some point.
This evening.
Yeah, no, I'll wait until my short rest, and I'll just carry on with my. Hold on, how many hit points do I have? 13.
13.
13 hit
That's
points.
you're like a level 1 character.
I'll just-
back
I'll just-
at the beginning. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll hold out.
All right. Anyone else?
I might also take my regular healing potion. Yeah.
You don't trust that we'll make it to our short rest without.
You don't trust you'll make it
Any-
till the evening? It's currently 1 p.m.
Oh wait, yeah. We are
I mean,
taking
hey.
a short rest. It's fine. I won't do it.
You're not taking a short rest till tonight, so.
How does Xanthi look to me, Marigold? I mean,
Bad.
like, health-wise. Bad?
Yeah. I mean, you're at like a third of your health, right, Sarah?
Yeah. I think Xanthi will go over to... Sorry, Xanthi. Marigold will go over to Xanthi and say, Xanthi, you don't look that good. Would you like one of these? And she offers you a healing potion.
Oh, that's nice. But I mean, maybe someone will really need it. You know.
I think you really need it.
But
She, moves it closer to you.
she looks at it. She's thinking about it. She's like, but what if someone else really needs it? I mean, it wasn't
Well-
even real what hurt me.
Xanthi, you're 1, very hurt, and 2, think about all the people that you could help if you could cast healing spells on them. But if you go down, then you can't do that.
I'd love to roll persuasion.
Okay, persuade me. Persuade me to take the potion.
I will. I will gladly. I'm so persuasive.
Whoa.
That is a 23.
Whoa.
Okay. She'll
Marigold makes
be
a
like,
great point.
"Oh," she'll take the potion. She's like, thanks. I
That
think
is a... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think she does kind of stop for a second, as she downs the potion. She kind of pauses for a second as something kind of hits her, and she kind of tilts her head to the side and kind of squints at you a little and goes, "Is this about what Winnie said?"
Who's Winnie?
Erwin? My brother?
Oh! Xanthi, am I not allowed to care about you outside of whatever he says?
I would like to do a check to roll insight to see if she is trying to mislead or bullshit me here.
All right. Roll your insight.
That's pretty good. That's a 12 plus 6 for an 18.
18.
I'm sorry, friend, but I rolled a 15 plus 4 for a 19.
Okay.
You're
So,
not sure.
alright.
It could be either one at this point. It could be because of that. It could be just, I mean, this is your, this is your roomie. What, your roomie
Okay,
can't care about you?
She does like soften a bit and she's like, no, of course you can. I care about you too. What did he mean though?
I mean, it was pretty straightforward. It was a favor.
Yeah, but like, that favor? Like, when did you owe him a favor and why would you owe him a favor? You guys barely talked.
And in the time that we did talk, I ended up owing him a favor.
Like, when though? And why?
Does it matter?
I mean, to me, yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, the reason I asked for a favor is kind of personal. And it is not flirting.
She's completely forgotten about that, so she's very confused at this callback, but okay. You see
So
she's processing, and it's all very visible on her face.
So I would like to keep it private,
Okay.
but it was, after the shisha thing.
But you didn't... He left, though.
Yeah, after I went to the bathroom, I went outside and caught him.
But I said bye to him and watched him leave, and then I went back in. Like, when did...
Well, that was when.
You're being very weird about this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's your brother, so maybe that's why it seems weird.
Okay. No offense, it just feels like you're saying things, but not saying things. Like you're saying words, but you're not really saying anything. Does that make sense?
No. I mean, if you're worried that I somehow was able to contact and meet with your brother when it's been really hard for you, that's not the case.
But like... So, I went outside and said bye to my brother and watched him walk away. And you were in the bathroom during this time. And then somehow I went back inside and you came back from the bathroom, but also from meeting my brother. Do you see how, like, that's a little confusing?
I mean, not really. You went back inside and then I went outside and talked to your brother.
You went outside and, like, chased him down on the street?
Yeah. Well, when was I gonna see him again?
I
For
mean,
asking for the specific favor, not for any other intention.
okay. Do I still feel like this is all on the up and up?
I mean, I think that you can tell most of what Marigold is saying is true. We all know it is because we were also all there. There are some things that are being omitted, but Marigold did want to keep the reason for the favor private. I think it really is, what is Xanthi more concerned about? Because if Marigold asked for a favor first and this is the repayment, that makes sense. You've now heard both of those. If it's just Xanthi wants to be like, how did you get past me? Then that's like a little bit of a different conversation necessarily, and not really even related to Erwin.
It's just that the timeline is confusing, is all.
Yeah, there's never been confusing timelines in this campaign so
No.
far.
No.
Time goes in one direction and
Technically,
it's forward.
Marigold did chase him down, just not as
She
far
did.
as she's insinuating.
She did, yeah.
Okay. Well, it's kind of weird. It's just you didn't mention that you talked to him, is all.
Well, I mean, yeah, why would I need to?
Well, you don't have to. It's just, you know.
The reason I asked him for a favor was my business, and while I don't want you to think that there's some other intention that I have, so why bring it up? You were very clear that you didn't want me to flirt with him.
And I think, like, she remembers, like, that throwaway comment now, and she's like, she's brought it up twice now? Like, well, I mean, yeah, but, I mean, I guess you don't have to tell me. That's fine.
Oh, I didn't think this through enough. I'm realizing I totally should have mentioned that it was during when Erwin was over.
Now
There was
you
a
can lie
moment when
better.
the two of them were alone.
Yeah, totally. Max.
Nope,
No.
you didn't lie good.
I didn't. Well, it's not that I didn't lie good. It's just me as a player didn't like thoroughly prep for this.
Really, Ask Marigold About
Yeah.
Favor is currently a event happening now.
It
that
is,
Meg
and I
put
actually
last week.
forgot. I forgot that it was gonna come out because I don't know. I thought I was already in the clear.
Nope. Sarah sent me a picture earlier today of her note.
It was right over my dice, so I wouldn't forget.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. I mean, yeah, your favor is your business. I was just curious when, you found time to talk to Erwin, that's all.
I mean, that's not the only time that he's been around that the two of us have had conversations in private. I mean, when he came over last time for your birthday, there was a moment where you left and it was just the two of us.
Yeah, but like 2 minutes when I leave the room to go grab something is hardly enough time to like establish like a favor warranting saving me from death.
Well, to be fair, I didn't really specify any limitations on the favor, so it really could be just not a lot of what I asked for, and then, this is what I owe in return. But it also feels like nothing because I would do it anyways. I don't really feel like it is asking more of me than what I gave.
Okay. All right. I mean, you could tell me,
No.
if there were things, I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying you could tell me things if you wanted to, because we're friends, and
I know, I've told you everything I want to.
she like pauses and is like, all right, I'm gonna go. And she's gonna turn and she's gonna leave.
After you two were burning crops, had this
Mhm.
conversation.
Yeah, she's like,
Um,
okay, noted.
yeah. As you all return, you see that everyone else has kind of gotten their stuff ready. There are a few people kind of helping carry the members of Going Rogue. They're back on their feet at like 1 hit point. Just existing, moving along. They've definitely people passed them some healing potions. They're not doing great, but they're off the hook for at least scouting ahead. You see that Humanless is scouting ahead, which does seem more like they're just gonna go stand in the middle of the road and be like, anything gonna attack us until you all get there. Not so much scouts, but they're gonna be your first warning. The tank going ahead, as you all kind of get back onto the road, as the kind of lots of the group is still suffering from the physical exhaustion of the previous night and the horrifying toxins and hallucinations from the flowers. Travel the rest of the afternoon is a little bit slower and quieter than it's been, except for the occasional like coughing fits and low conversations of people recounting what they experienced. As evening comes, you see that the slow dip of the sun behind you casts long, deep purple shadows out ahead, as if they were reaching towards the Valmir forest, towards Lumen, towards the future. You all are finally able to pull off onto the side of the road and begin to get ready for your second night. You all will have watch tonight, as you did in the previous night. And as you're getting ready, kind of set up your tent, everyone's, taken their armor off or just done whatever um, to settle down for the night. You see that Chrysaris stops by, kind of awkwardly, like hitting the tent so it makes noise, but it's not like knocking on a door. But it's, I don't even know, like you all might not even be in the tent. It's just like making noise to alert you to her presence. As she comes on over, is like, "Hey, how's everyone holding up from today? It was quite a trip earlier. Um, I just wanted to offer, if anyone needs any kind of extra healing, I know there were some injuries going around. I can help with that. So this is your level or tier 1 reputation bonus. Every short rest, you can get up to 20 points of healing. It's basically a pool. You could split it amongst you all however you would like. But
I will
is
be giving all of my points to Xanthi.
Is this 20 points to split among ourselves, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some. I'm missing 25, so I'll take whatever.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Let me see. What do I have going on here? I don't know what Teddy looks like as far as injuries.
Yeah.
Tall,
We'll
ginger,
take a second till Meg gets back, and then we can. We can go over it again.
How many hit dice do I have left? 3.
Hi.
I'm back.
Hi.
Okay, how
It
is
just
Teddy
turned off.
Alright.
What did I miss?
All right,
Chrysaris came
we'll
up
jump.
was like, hey.
Yeah, we'll jump back into it. Yes, that
Sorry.
is exactly what Chrysaris sounds like. Perfect, Valley Girl.
Hey girl,
Hey everyone.
and Guy, and hey.
Hey queens. Yeah, Chrysaris came on over. And she offered to do some healing for you all. Kind of said that, knew that it was a bit of a rough day. This is your level 1 reputation. Every short rest, like reputation reward, every short rest, you can get up to 20 points, a pool of 20 points of healing to split amongst you all, however needed. While you have this, at least this reputation level. So with that, I think Hayes was saying that they definitely want to take someone, or some of them. No, where are you taking them? Take Chrysaris in a fight for these lamb hands.
I love her.
I think Marigold doesn't need any, so it's really just what are you and Xanthi at?
I am giving mine to Xanthi.
It's a pool for the entire group. There's
I'm sorry.
You're voting.
I'm giving them to Xanthi.
Okay.
Well, not all of them. Just the ones that I would have taken.
Mhm. I'm at like 19 out of 30, so not terrible anymore, but could be better.
If I
I'm
take
at-
5, I get up to 18 out of 35.
Was that
Take
did you
more than
factor in
5.
the healing potion that Xanthi drank?
Oh no, I didn't roll for that.
Yeah, do that now.
Oh!
Roll for that first, and then
What is
yeah.
it?
2d4 plus 2. I gave you a regular healing potion.
A 4 and a 2 for 6 plus 2,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
so 8.
Yeah.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 26 of 35. Okay,
Whoa.
I'm good. So that was 5 points of the communal pool plus the potion that Marigold gave me. So there's still the 15 points. Yeah.
How's Hayes doing?
15 out of 40, and I have 3 hit dice left, which is a d10.
Let's soup you up some as our tank up there.
But Teddy also
Vintage.
kind of tanks. Take hit points too.
Yeah,
I'll get some. I'll get some. We'll
Y'all
share.
are stressing me out.
Sorry, I'm not trying
Wait.
to.
How many hit die do you have? Because I think I only used 1 hit die the first short rest, so I can take more this time and not take the 5 points from the communal pool.
I will say, reminder: the communal pool will happen every short rest. Your hit dice don't come back till a long rest, which you will not be getting for several more days.
Mhm.
I also have 14 points of lay on hands still, but that is resetting on a long rest, and we still do have so long left. So
I think. I mean, let's max out the 20 because that's just like a
It's a
for free.
freebie,
Here
yeah.
you go thing.
Mhm.
I only have 1 hit die left because I rolled so bad on all my other rolls.
Why don't
I
you...
think getting Hayes as close to full, like I think Hayes should get a little buff, little bump.
Yeah,
Just because they will likely be up there.
I'm thinking you two take like 10 and 10 of the 20, because I still have 3 hit dice that I can use that are unspent. You're down to 1. So you can't rely on that to heal you. So
Cool.
I'm going to go ahead
And I can help you out with that hit dice roll if I roll well enough on my medicine. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm still at 21, even without the 5 from the communal pool. So why don't you both, take some from that?
So take
Okay.
10.
I'll feel good if I take like 6. I'm at like 3/4 over that. Like I'm good if I take 6. That gets me to 25 out of 30.
I took 10. That gets me 25 out of 40. And then I'll do a hit die tonight.
I think that's solid. Okay.
Sweet. All right, yeah.
Wait, how many
Chrysalis-
hit points of the 20 did you each take? 10?
Just Hayes and Teddy took
Yeah, and they each took 10, right?
10, yeah.
No,
I just
Meg's
took
saying-
6.
Oh, Meg
So
took
there's
6.
4 left over.
Yeah, I want to make sure that those 4 points get used.
Yeah.
So someone take them.
I think Xanthi, you should take them, and that's one less hit die that you have to roll later on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm 25 of 35.
Yeah, that's, I think, good for now. Thanks,
Also,
Chrysalis.
Meg, do you want to drop the call and rejoin? Your camera is not showing up for some reason. I can't
It's fine
reset it
for
on
me.
this end.
Yes.
No, it's showing up here. It's not showing up in Streamlabs.
Oh, gotcha.
So,
Wow. Yes,
Yeah, I
I'll
don't
do
know
that
why.
right now. I think it's because my computer disconnected from the internet again.
yeah, D&D gets a little crunchy when you actually have to have many encounters between doing a long rest. It's
I
crazy.
geeked about it to so many people. Like it's intense, and I'm like eating it
Yeah.
up. It's so great.
All right, let me finish. I think we'll finish up the night, and then perhaps if Tate's sister is their cousin who's coming over, Cat Wrangler sister, then we can take the break there. So I think that'll be a good stopping point. So yeah, Chrysalis is able to give you all some extra healing, help you feel a bit better from the day. As everyone's getting ready for camp, you do notice that the tents are set a little farther apart tonight than they were the previous nights. A lesson may have been learned there in fire safety. But again, as kind of 10 o'clock or so comes around, you all have another one of your evening stand-ups. You see that Honor is looking better than before. That wound on her cheek is gone. The kind of whites of her eyes are back to being white and not that sickly yellow. Looks like she also got some medical attention. As she has a quick meeting and just states, well, it seems we've had a bit of a rough go of it the past 2 days. Here's to hoping with tomorrow, us arriving at the Waystation, things are a little safer and smoother going forward. We've not made as much progress as we've hoped, but the good news is everyone's expected to make a full recovery who was injured. Going rogue should be back on their feet in no time. And a little bit about the Waystation. Just a reminder for any of those who have not interacted with Drakkon Company mercs before, just be aware that while we appreciate what they do, they are a very particular breed of people, and it's best to keep your distance while we're there. Otherwise, I have nothing else. Any questions before we end tonight's meeting? All right, well, hearing none, those of you who were not on watch last night will be on watch tonight. And let's get some rest and be ready for the next day. So, as you all turn away and get ready for for the night ahead. Go ahead and give me some perception checks, as you all are you kind of pulled the best or the worst second the worst straw 2 nights ago, and so you all are going to have the worst shift, which is the one like right before the last shift of watch. So you get to sleep a little bit, wake up, and then go back to sleep to then wake up. Absolute garbage. Yeah.
Mm.
They
16.
hate us or something.
Yeah.
Oh
Fucking
my
newbies.
gosh, that's another natural one.
Eddie!
Oh, shoot. I realized I didn't put my -2 on my last deception check. I'm
You've
so
been
sorry.
deceived.
I remembered for my perception check, the one that we made at the beginning.
Yeah.
And the first deception or the persuasion check was so high, I wasn't even worried about it. But yeah, no, that should have been a 17 against the 18.
Oh,
Uh,
so
Yeah.
completely evading my question.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
Xanthi, you're thinking back on it, like, during watch, and
Yeah.
you're like, I have a feeling. Yeah.
Oof. Being exhausted. Speaking of being
Will
exhausted,
remember this.
I got
Yeah.
a 4 on my perception.
4.
Sorry for not clocking that sooner, but
I'm the only one with a good roll here. I rolled a 23.
I think he's got a 16. 16's okay.
Oh, you did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
wow, Xanthi,
yeah.
that's so rude.
Comparatively,
And on their birthday.
Birthday.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry.
In
Yeah.
the, you get woken up. You all 4 of you get woken up to take watch, kind of in that dead of night time frame. The same exact time that you all were attacked the previous night by a fire elemental. It is a hot and sticky evening, but not nearly in the same way it was when the plane of fire merged. And I think, Teddy, you're trying to stay on watch, but you keep seeing... honestly, you keep seeing things, and it's really starting to mess with you. You saw the, every slight movement of the dark orange kind of glow of a light makes you jump and think it's that fungus again. You're still half expecting every time you look at your hands to see that inky necrotic rot down them. And you are just a very jumpy individual this evening and not really paying attention to what's going on around you. Marigold, you're exhausted, and you're half asleep, doing the watch, walking around the perimeter, taking a second to stop, and you're just like, what if I slept standing up? That would be great.
No,
honestly.
I've felt this feeling before.
Yeah.
I've been in situations with this feeling that I should not have been.
It's not good.
And I won't even say. I
Yeah.
won't even say. Y'all don't even want to know.
It's when you think you could sleep standing up, you honestly might be able to. And so you are not being very watchful on this. But Hayes and Xanthi, maybe it's just from everything you saw earlier with those hallucinations. You have a lot on your mind, but you also are very aware the dangers that are out here. As Xanthi was kind of recalling even on the road before, keeping watch has never felt more important in your life. And you all kind of spend those couple hours, other than occasionally just checking in with each other, have you seen anything, or mentioning if you've heard something off in the distance. Luckily, with everything around here being pretty flat, you assume it's going to be pretty easy to spot some things if they go crazy. And you make it through watch and are able to kind of roll back into your sleeping bags, or probably more so on top of them, considering it's too hot to really lay in a sleeping bag, and get a few more hours of rest. You can hit that short rest button if you're rolling up any hit die, as the morning kind of sun breaks. the dull gray glow, and we're on to day 3.
Hooray.
I got 9 points back.
Nice.
Oh,
So I'm at
right.
34.
Short rest.
Short rest. So anything
Hold
else that
on.
comes back on a short
Hold,
rest?
please. Count. So 1d8 plus 3. Okay.
Your channel divinity comes back. Let's go.
That-
I think that's it.
Damn it. That's a freaking 3. Okay, plus 3 though. For 6. Hey. Not bad. Not
Alright.
bad.
Before we take our quick break, does everyone want to just say what their kind of hit points are at and what they got back on their short rest, so everyone's aware? We're micromanaging
Sure. I mean, I
here.
just did. I'm at 34 of 40 hit points, and I got
Nice.
back my channel divinities.
Woo-hoo. 31 of 35. I still have 2 hit dice left, so we're solid. Also got my channel divinity back. Yes.
Nice. Teddy?
I am at 25 out of 30 hit points, and I regained, despite using my spore form yesterday, I have it back, so I'm back
Beautiful.
to full usage of my wild shape.
Nice. Marigold, anything back for you?
I am at full hit points still, and I don't get anything back.
Did you move any spell slots or any...
I
sorcery
did. I
points around?
mentioned that last session, though.
You haven't done any
something
more since? Okay.
No.
Cool.
I already fiddled around with it, and I'm happy where I'm at.
Day ends, day 2 ends, and day 3 begins. Good stuff. So, despite
What day is it
the...
now?
What?
What day is it now?
Day 3, just in case.
Of the month?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think, isn't it? With it happening on the 30th, it's almost happening... You have access to the calendar. You
We
could
set
also...
out on the 1st. So
Nope,
the first
you set
would
out
be
on
day
the
1.
30th. You set out on the 30th, not the 1st.
Did.
Yep.
Dang. I was thinking it happened at midnight on the 30th, going into the 1st.
Nope.
Okay. I'll figure it out.
But yeah, despite the rough start to the first 2 days, the morning of day 3 breaks humid, but not as hot. The road is more of what you've seen the previous 2 days. Dusty and lightly sloped hills and grass. You have your kind of standard way forward with going rogue back, scouting ahead, and you all catching up to them, taking a break, and then waiting for them to move on. This kind of accordion style of travel to try to hopefully avoid any further issues. And as you all are walking, are there any little conversations being struck up? Anything beyond just the kind of day-to-day, or I guess hour by hour, keeping yourself occupied while walking?
I'm so nosy, and I want Teddy to ask what everyone saw, but also I don't know if he would be like, so, what traumatized you guys yesterday?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
And then they ask Teddy, and he's like, I don't want to talk about it, guys.
he'd talk about it. He loves talking about his feelings. He feels deeply.
That's fair.
We love men secure in their masculinity.
Yeah.
Thank you.
/ Jen.
I think in that case, maybe he won't go about it directly. I think he'll just kind of sidle up to Hayes, his roommate, his buddy, his chum.
Mhm.
I mean, Xanthi, we're all chums, but you know. They're besties.
What about me?
You're not a roommate.
Just choked on my ramen.
No, but that said Xanthi and not Marigold.
And Xanthi and Marigold, you weren't traumatized yesterday the same way. It's not the same.
That's a good point. I see the group you were focusing on.
That's all that I meant with that.
It's the trauma group
but
right
he's
now.
yeah. He's gonna just kind of sidle up to Hayes and he's just gonna say, after yesterday, are you doing okay?
I wish I could say yeah, but I don't really think so, but I'm gonna do the best I can. It's hard to get things out of my head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Can I-
talk about it or anything? Get it out of your head, at least verbally?
Do you think that'd help?
I think it could.
Okay. I saw Aura, my sister, but she was dead, but I guess undead. She told me that it was too late. And then she lunged and attacked me and was on top of me, tearing me apart, and I know that it's not that what I saw wasn't real in that moment, but kind of afraid that it's still real somewhere else. That's what we're gonna get to Lumen and find, and that's what I can't get out of my head.
That unknowing that lies before us. I can see how what you saw holds a lot of power, and I'm sorry.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Yes, well, okay. I also saw someone and something, and I don't know, it was strange. Zalira, my mentor, my teacher, my friend. I don't know, I've never thought about her dying. But I suppose, I mean, we all die. I've never really thought about it before, and I don't know. I've been a bit jumpy. Seen things out of the corner of my eye that I know aren't actually there and whatnot, but I suppose it's just something that will fade with time, I hope.
Yeah. Sure. I hope so too. If you need whatever you might need, let me know.
Same to you, Hayes.
Thanks. It's gonna be okay.
It will be.
I think seeing those two kind of break off to like have a conversation, Xanthi will kind of like glance over at Marigold, and then she will turn back forward and she will pick up pace to walk off to find Chrysaris and the Siren Sisters.
Okay.
I want to like make it clear. It's not like he's like off doing it. It's just as they're walking, he's like walking by Hayes. Like it's not like he's like, I don't want anyone to hear this conversation.
No.
Like, yeah.
Totally. Just like they're kind of having a conversation, and I think she finds herself like kind of there in awkward silence with Marigold and just decides she's like, okay, I'm just gonna. So she speeds up and like breaks from the group to go walk off and find Chrysaris and start a conversation.
Yeah. You're able to easily find them. They're walking like ahead with a kind of close to another group, one of the third years. And you're able to see Chrysaris. You see that right now. It looks like Mawa is correcting Chrysaris on some of her like signing that she is not doing the best at. But obviously is trying to learn. And yeah, Chrysaris sees you walk up. I was like, oh, Xanthi, hey.
Hey. How are you guys?
Doing all right. It was not being attacked in the middle of the night is kind of nice. So there's that.
Yeah. That's a nice change of pace.
It really is. These are going to be a long 5 days to Lumen, and then who knows after that. But hey, it'll all be good in the end, right? So
yeah, things usually work out.
that's true. They do, yeah. One way or the other, really. So.
Yeah. Do you guys know anything about the what did Honor say? The mercenaries
Oh.
at the Waystation?
Oh yeah, the Drakkon Company. I don't really know much about them. We're stationed in Old Haven, so we haven't really traveled much outside. Honestly, probably some of the senior volunteers would know more. Yeah. Why would it be heard?
I mean, have I heard anything? I have traveled through the Waystations, I guess,
So
multiple times.
Yeah,
but...
everyone has traveled at least to Old Haven. I would say you probably haven't heard anything that would be more than Chrysaris has heard, just being there. The one person who may know more is currently having a conversation with Hayes, so.
Right. Yeah, I guess I didn't really pay much attention. But I guess we'll find out. But it's just the Honor made it sound like they're I don't know. Unfriendly or dangerous or something.
I mean, they live out in the middle of nowhere fighting planar creatures. Yeah, probably.
Lots of people live out in the middle of nowhere.
You see, Chrysaris laughs a little bit, not knowing that you're from Serenity's Roost. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are people, but most people want to live, within the city for protection, not have to worry about it, so.
I mean, yeah, but there's different kinds of protection. I mean, like, we have griffins, and we do all right. And it seems like these mercenaries are able to hold their own. They can't be all that bad. I think it's probably, kind of some misconceptions. Like, I'm from Serenity's Roost, and people probably have a lot of misconceptions about people from there.
Like what?
I don't know. No one's really said anything to me.
I mean, I think a lot of people don't even... Not that they don't know where Serenity's Roost is, but, like, very few people have been. It's really far out there. It's
Oh,
quite
it is.
quite dangerous to get there, too.
Not so bad if you fly in a griffin, though.
I could imagine that would cut down the travel time. Yeah, make it a lot
Oh, yeah.
easier.
Yeah, for sure. She's dead serious.
Yeah,
She's like,
and Crisera still isn't
Travel.
quite sure if there's like a joke happening, like if this is a real thing that you're talking about, or just like joking along. And Crisera's is like, yeah, sure, griffins.
Sure. As you do.
Yeah, of course, everyone has a griffin. Everyone
Yeah.
rides a griffin.
For sure. It's the best way to travel.
Mhm.
I wish we could do that here, but obviously it would take way too many griffins. It takes a long time to train them.
Yeah, like little dogs. Well, big dogs.
Yeah. Very violent big dogs.
So like big dogs.
I don't know. I don't really have a dog. I mean, I have kind of a dog. It's not really a dog, but it's like our family dog.
I've never had a dog, so I mean, I've just heard that, they can make good pets, or they could, rip you limb from limb. So it's really a toss-up.
Yeah. True. Do you mind if I walk with you guys for a while?
Oh, sure. Mawa's teaching us some... Chris Harris laughs a little bit. Mawa's teaching us some curse words in sign language, so...
Gets real excited to show what she learned from Yenros.
Great, yeah. It's definitely like some curse words, and then sprinkled in there is random like rogue terminology as well. And yeah, you can spend some time walking with the Siren Sisters. I almost said the Soul Sisters.
They could be that too.
Walking with the Siren Sisters, learning
They
some
cannot
thieves'
Leave
cant.
them alone. They won't be souls.
Yeah. Marigold, anything you're doing as the day goes on, and the walk is being had? This is kind of going to be for the entire day, so.
Okay. Well, I guess Marigold's walking by herself. But that's okay, because she's used to walking by herself. I don't really think she even thinks too much of it that she's walking by herself.
Does Tate?
And she probably is like trying not to think about like her dad being still in Lumen, but probably does think about it, but doesn't, because he's fine and everything's like gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So I think to distract herself, she probably like gets Lotus out again, and like lets him swim around and maybe does some tricks. At some point, it definitely looks like she's taking Lotus for a walk.
Walk your fish is the new yo-yo trick.
Water leash.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't really. Yeah, showing my fish things he's never seen before. She definitely does some. Well, some of that, because she already did show Lotus some things on the way here. But the road really does look different when you're going the other direction.
It's true.
I have said this is from experience. Once when I was working, I usually would sleep in the morning in the truck, but this person was making me talk to them. So I had to be awake, and I was like, what is this road? This road that I've driven on, I've been awake for in the afternoon coming back the other way. I was like, this is a completely different road. I have no idea where we are. And so I guess Marigold is showing Lotus the view from the other side of the path going north.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And we're just gonna have it won't be a lonely Marigold and Lotus day, because they're best friends and they've spent many days like this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that if Hayes at any point checked back to check on the girls, see how they're doing, and saw Marigold alone, would wave or try to wave her up to join them and Teddy.
Okay, she joined.
Yeah.
If
I mean, this is a full day of travel. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't imagine Teddy and Hayes are being sat on Maine
Yeah,
for
the whole
for 8 hours.
yeah,
We
no.
got it out.
Yeah.
Once they get
Process.
their
Their
sads
sadness,
out,
yeah.
then and then I'm sure they notice Marigold by herself. She will
Yeah.
join them.
The question
Yeah.
is Xanthi being sassy on Maine and spending the entire day with the Siren Sisters, or is she eventually drop back to the OG squad, the damned, if you will?
I mean,
Marigold will let Xanthi can see this probably, but Marigold will let Hayes and Teddy walk Lotus. And what that looks like is Marigold's obviously the one keeping the water leash all maintained, but she will have it in their hands so they can feel like they're the one walking Lotus.
We have to roll animal handling for this. I'm somehow proficient.
You know what? Go for it. You never get to roll
Yay!
animal handling.
That's true. Marigold controls the water, but she doesn't entirely control the fish.
What'd you get?
13. 10 plus 3.
Yeah. Lotus is very well behaved and easy to walk as a fish.
Fish.
cute. I think probably unintentionally she ends up spending most of the time with the Siren Sisters just because she tends to get lost in conversation. And if she has like engaging company who is chatty, which Chrysaris seems like a chatty sort,
Yeah, Chrysaris is pretty
who is
chatty.
like enabling the conversation and the yapping, then she probably is going to yap for much longer than she necessarily intends to. So she probably spends a good amount of the time chatting
Nice.
with them.
Yeah. You see that they do seem to be, the Siren Sisters seem to be pretty friendly with a lot of the third years as well. So some of the other squads like stop in and head out as you all are kind of walking. So you get to see and, interact with a few more of the other first term volunteers, so to speak. But yeah, as kind of the evening approaches and the sun begins to set, painting the sky in all hues of purple, red, and deep blue, you can just barely see the outline of the Waystation a couple miles off. The gray stone fort is a welcome sight to many, as the task force kind of gets a little pep in their step, knowing that they don't have to take watch tonight, and you're going to be sleeping behind closed walls for the first time in 2 days.
I'm so nervous.
No, where's your pep in your step? I said the task force has a pep in their step.
You're peppy, whether you like it or not.
Be peppy.
I'm nervous.
Um,
Hayes has never watched TV. He's fine.
all those damn phones making you nervous.
He's gonna be on that phone. It really is.
They take that pep right out of your step.
Tablet takes the pep right out of your step. It's a good thing you can't use the tablets out here. But yeah, closer now as you approach, you can see a few people dotted across the gray stone walls. Is heavy arcane ballista point out across the landscape. You see the iron portcullis is already raised, welcoming in the task force. As you pass beneath the walls, you notice the shield mounted on either side. A checkered blue and white backdrop with a blood-red field and a gray castle in the center. The words, Waystation Foul Luck, etched in the stone above it.
Spelling?
Like the chicken.
Oh, yes. Aren't they spelled the same? Foul? Oh,
No, there's
A-
FOUL and FOWL,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the latter is in
The fish,
reference to
the
birds.
I should have made it in reference to birds. No, it is the first one.
It's like the idea that like chickens are descended from dinosaurs, but chickens are descended from dragons instead.
Yeah.
Hence, like the Drakkon want,
Mhm.
like I don't know.
Exactly.
there's
Meg's
a
making
vision
lore
there.
in here, yeah.
I'm making lore.
Connections, very
I
red
thought-
springboard view.
I did think that I did hear foul luck, and I was like, surely it's one word that just sounds like foul luck over the internet, because why would it be called foul luck? That doesn't seem very good. But it is.
It is.
I'm
Why
sure
are we called the damned?
You can't be the ones talking about naming
Right.
conventions, all right?
Claiming it, I guess.
But yeah, as you kind of come to a stop inside, you all can see that the Drakkon Company mercs who have been standing along kind of the wall, some in the courtyard, you see they start to bang on their armor, slamming their weapons against the stone, kind of yelling, creating a ruckus as all of you enter in the courtyard. The entire courtyard echoing with this shouts as you see stepping out from one of the buildings an older human female with white hair kind of swept up into a messy updo. She has deeply tanned skin and a ton of scars all over her, weathered with age. But you can see her sharp gray eyes don't miss a thing. You can feel her stare as she kind of looks over the 40 of you in this courtyard. Honor takes a step forward, and the two kind of converse briefly. You have no clue what's being said as this kind of chanting and banging against shields and stone and like rattling their weapons is honestly making it hard to concentrate. Before the older woman kind of just puts her hand up to silence the kind of Drakkon Company mercs, and you see that she heads back inside without another glance at you all as senior volunteer Honor kind of looks and comes over and has everyone gather around. It's like, all right, well, you can see she's looking at the kind of up at the platform that's running around this, perimeter of what is a pretty sizable kind of fort, if you will. There's a few buildings, but it's mostly just a wall, courtyard, and like weapons everywhere. Go ahead and give me an insight or perception check as your eyes kind of inevitably follow where Honor has been looking.
I almost rolled into my pasta.
We are so back.
13 plus 3
19.
is 16.
Look,
You said insight, right?
insight or perception, it's up
Okay.
to what you want to be looking at.
For me,
Oh, mine
I got a 17.
Of which one?
Insight.
Insight. Okay. Teddy?
I also did insight, 16.
16?
I did a 19 perception.
19 perception.
23 perception.
23 perception. The group is aware of everything. So as your eyes follow kind of Honors, as she kind of has everyone like bring it in, you can see that the mercenaries have not taken their eyes off of everyone on kind of the center of the courtyard, but they have stopped making noise. Some of them are leaning against like the wall. Others are kind of leaning over, talking to each other. A few of you catch like the glimpse of coin being passed and some conversation happening. You all feel incredibly uncomfortable. You are being watched aggressively, and it is not in a very friendly way. And as Honor brings everyone in, she goes, okay, well, we've made it to the waystation, and the Commandant has agreed to allow us safe rest tonight, so please stay in pairs at the very least, and just kind of lowers her voice even more. Just keep away and don't try to interact with them. They will try to bait you into something, I'm sure. Apparently it gets a bit boring and lonely out here. So just keep that in mind. We'll be setting up tents in the courtyard. Otherwise, I think we can all hopefully manage to get cleaned up a little bit and have a bit of a better meal than we've had for a few days. So. All right. Well then, if you need me, just come find me. I'm gonna go talk to the commandant. And you see she heads back out, kind of following into one of the buildings that you saw that older human woman step into. And it's kind of free going now, as you all are having another downtime and getting ready for the next day.
Buddy system.
The buddy system is in effect.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so what are we getting up to?
Yeah, why don't we say if anyone has some things they'd want to do, we could kind of throw that out there as a general plan and then take that break.
Yeah.
I think Teddy is kind of in camp, follow what Honor said and don't go poking around too much unless there's like anything that's like really pressing or like needs attending to. I think mostly just because he's like, oh, Honor said not to. He is pooped, he is tuckered, he is tired. So he's like, we better just set up camp and stay here.
Yeah.
Great Teddy impression. 10 out of 10.
Marigold also does not want to poke around just based off of the vibes.
The vibes are kind of rancid.
Yeah, no, she doesn't like these vibes. Yeah, so she's not gonna leave the courtyard.
Yeah, I also don't think that he's in the poking around mood right now. How's our party poker thinking?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a name.
she is very curious about like why shouldn't I poke around? Like, what'll happen if I do? I feel like, you know, she's at least like probably being a very obvious rubbernecking and like looking around and like trying to like just taking note of like anything or anyone that looks interesting. Probably, yes, not being subtle about like looking and taking in things. And she's like saw the coin exchanging hands and she's like, I wonder if what they're betting on, like how many of us are going to live or something equally grim. That seems like appropriate to this vibe. I feel like she may, depending on like if she sees something that captures her interest, she may wander just a little.
Buddy
Not
system.
Like, you know.
Marigold's not gonna let Xanthi wander. She's gonna stop you from wandering.
All right.
It depends on what she sees, you know?
Cool. Everyone is playing goody two shoes with the exception of Xanthi. But
I'd be true to myself.
That's, you know what? That's fair. Cool. So yeah, you all get settled for the night. You've set up your tent. Kind of, there's this one tree in the center of the courtyard, and the volunteers have kind of put their tents in a semicircle or more like a horseshoe around it. Everyone keeping a pretty close close together to allow there to be space to actually walk around the rest of the courtyard. And there are like some rudimentary like shower situations, so you could actually get a little bit of it's cold water, or rather lukewarm because it's summer. But it is, you after dealing with the plane of fire merge, the spores, the general dirt of the road, it's nice to be able to freshen up a little bit. You can see that some of the third years, like one of the groups has made like a very like community stew where people are throwing like different rations and like things that they've put. It's very like Stardew Valley. Don't be the person who throws like the disgusting thing into the stew. But anyone who contributes something to the stew can take a bowl. So it's a little better than just hard dried rations.
To contribute.
You don't have to say like literally be like, and I go into my inventory and find the apple from 12 sessions ago. Like
I am looking for my
you all,
inventory,
I know, I could see
A dash of time.
Yeah, there was a thyme plant I picked on the side of the road.
Time plants? What's
Yeah.
that?
Whoa.
Is anyone putting potions of healing into the soup?
No.
How full is this stew? Is it more or than 1 cubic foot of non-living material?
I do believe it is more than 1 cubic foot. It's in a big cauldron. You cannot thaumaturgy this stew.
No, I was gonna try and make sure it tastes good, but
Unfortunately,
this is too big of a job for me for Preston. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, this is all organic.
It's up to chance.
Up to chance. And I will roll. Let me see. I'm gonna roll a percentile die because I know how to do that as a DM.
See if the stew is gross.
Yeah, see how tasty the stew is.
Roll for flavor.
Oh my god. It's roll for sandwich, but roll for stew.
Yes, roll for soup.
A 52. It's slightly better than bad. It's
Okay.
hot and you didn't have to make it. So really, that's a benefit.
All right.
But yeah, you're able to clean up a little bit, do all that, get ready for heading to sleep. And as kind of you're getting ready to settle down for the night, you see that a couple, like a squad or two of the volunteers have kind of stepped up onto the walkway, so to speak, that goes around the wall, and are like looking out into something in the distance. You can hear there's a bit of a murmur along the group.
Well, I want to hear what they're saying. Yeah.
I will buddy system with Xanthi because when I'm a little curious into, I want to make sure that nothing happens. And yeah.
Yeah.
Xanthi's just confidently walking up. Like she's just like
Marigold will confidently, frantically go after her.
Will confidently run.
Gonna mask that I'm like panicking that she's gonna go off by herself.
Mm-hmm.
Is Hayes interested in following also, or choosing to stay back?
He's heard buddy system, stay in pairs, so if those two are pairing off, then Hayes is gonna stay with Teddy.
Okay, well, I was like, if Hayes wants to go, then Teddy will also go. But if
Hayes
he's
and
staying back-
Teddy are going to look at each other and then be like, if you want to go, but like if you, and then that's what the two of them are going to do for about 30 seconds.
The whole
before,
time.
Yeah,
Right,
before
right.
the two of them realize they both want to go.
Aw.
And they're not inconveniencing the other person. And
How does the fungal fae room get anything done?
it takes a lot of negotiations that weren't necessary.
I feel like the flower power room gets things done a lot quicker.
they get the job done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Country girls make
Country
do.
girls.
I'm sorry that we
Marigold is barely a country girl, but I do love the vibe.
But yeah, you see that a lot of the kind of volunteers are leaning on the wall around the wall. What is that called? Is it a walkway? Like, you know what I'm talking about. The
The raised
Mhm.
walkway around the wall.
yeah,
Mhm.
what is that? If I keep saying the
I'm
walk-
also blanking on what it's called.
It does have a
I
term,
was
but I
thinking
can't.
it was like a skywalk.
We know what you mean.
the
No.
sidewalk in the sky. Yes, exactly.
A bridge?
No.
Yeah. You see that everyone's kind of up
A
on that
rampart.
wall. A rampart. There we are.
Thank you, Meg.
Yeah, leaning against it.
I googled it. I didn't know that.
And as you look out as well, you see what everyone was kind of murmuring about and looking at. And you watch, this is looking out towards, honestly, Serenity's Roost direction, so like east on the map. And you see a deep green cloud kind of moving across the sky, an abyssal storm. Not headed in this direction, just kind of headed by, but it is something that, like, Xanthi, you would have seen sometimes in Serenity's Roost. For the rest of you, with just the density of buildings and trees being where you're from, it is really hard to see storms at a distance. And you imagine it's the same for probably a lot of the other volunteers that are looking at this, but it's very much that being able to see like a thunderstorm way off in the distance when the land is super flat. But this, you can see kind of the streaks of green lightning, these giant green clouds. You can see the rain in sheets, this like thick acid rain that's peppering the landscape. And imagine that a little ways off, there is probably an abyssal merge happening, but not close enough to be directly where you are and really trigger anything here. And it's a pretty impressive sight, honestly. You kind of take a moment to see it and see the power of it and remember kind of what it is that you all live with these merges that happen like weather patterns.
Yeah, Xanthi probably just like comments on it aloud, just like, oh, abyssal storm. That one looks pretty, like, particularly bad. Kind of like a, you know, like people in the country do with like tornadoes, you know, where
Yeah,
we're like sitting on the porch.
sitting
and we're
on your porch. Yeah,
that's a big one.
yeah.
Yep.
Is that what that
Hate to
is?
be out there.
Is that what that is?
Yeah,
What they look like?
yeah, that's
Are
the
they?
abyssal storm. There's like a merge happening then.
Cool, I guess.
I'm not very cool, actually. That
I'm
rain is
not.
like acid, and it's really, really dangerous.
Not like yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
yes, I get it.
Okay.
Right. From here, it looks cool, but yeah, up close, they're terrible.
You all spend however long you wish kind of watching that on the ramparts, as we learned. You see some of the squads were like nosy and they just came up and were like, oh, that's it, and then they'd leave again. Thought it was going to be something more intriguing. You see there's honestly some of the older squad members, whether or not they're senior volunteers or just older in general, seem to stay a little bit longer and perhaps do some thinking, some meditating to what it all is, what it all means. But as the darkness really starts to envelop the land, you all kind of head back down and get ready to go to bed, unless there's anything anyone else is doing.
What are the like, are there mercenaries? Are they still just lurking around, just creepily staring at us like weirdos?
I mean, less so. Like they'll definitely look at you all if like they pass by you or you happen to like come closer to them. But they are also like they are on watch. They are walking the rampart. Now it has to be in every sentence apparently. But you know they're patrolling. This is their job is to keep this way station safe and monitor everything going on. They definitely a few of them came over with the storm just to take note and head away. You imagine they're just making note that if there is an abyssal merge, that could be something to be on the lookout for. But they, for the most part, keep to themselves and patrol. You see that there's all sorts of different kind of fighters, so to speak. There's some wearing a lot of armor, some wearing very little armor, but they are much more uniform in their actual appearance than, say, the volunteers, who, aside from some people who, you know, like, paint their shield, doesn't really have a color scheme that they're going for. It's like your own personal color scheme, and then just that. Basically, they here are all wearing black, red, or blue, various different colors of those. Lots of red, lots of black, not as much blue. It doesn't go with the vibe, so to speak, you know.
Blue's not tough.
Blue's not tough. Blue just turns to black if you get enough blood on it, so.
I mean, I would like to just kind of like at least do kind of like a little nosy lap. Just, you know, just doing my own perimeter check, okay?
Sure.
I don't know these people. I'm gonna do my own. I also maybe just kind of want to like try and see kind of where things are, you know, like locations of like if there's, I don't know, like buildings or doorways or just kind of getting a lay of the land.
Sure. Yeah, give me a...
Marigold is
It's
not
like a
letting
perception
Xanthi
check.
go alone.
Yeah, the two of you.
I am gonna. I'm gonna try to just make it look like the two of us are just girls having a casual conversation, just taking a little stroll around the rampart, and Xanthi is not doing whatever she's doing. We are just existing.
Whatever I'm doing it well, because track this, it was a natural 20.
You're observing all the things. Yeah, Marigold, give me that,
She's built to do. Look at things. Pay attention.
sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand?
Or actually deception. Never mind.
Yeah, I feel like
forgot
that's...
about deception as a roll.
It's not great, my friends.
Well, I mean, Xanthi probably wasn't
super
I know,
helpful.
I'm trying to make it look better.
She's good at looking at things. She's just obvious about it.
That's what we're trying to avoid, and I guess I'm just not powerful enough yet. It's only a 9.
A 9.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, it just looks like you're looking at things. But yeah, Xanthi, you kind of take the lap around. It's almost a square. It's more like a square and then a little diagonal part. You see there's like 3 or 4 buildings. There's the one that you already know what's there. It's like showers, bath house kind of vibes. There's another indoor one. You see a lot of the mercenaries come in and out of that, and when doors swung open, you see the pretty standard like armory look, lots of weapons, things of that nature. There's another kind of solo building a little ways off, and no one seems to go in there. No lights are on. It's a lot smaller, and just from like the location of where it's at, you imagine it's like a storage place, maybe food, whatever else. Looking around, you see that they don't grow any of their own things. Like there might be like one garden, which one person is like, I'm gonna grow some vegetables. But they have to import all of their stuff, which, to be fair, like traders have to go this route, so they probably get a discount on whatever they need to buy, because every single person needs to pass through a way station and kind of use it for protection. You see that the portcullis has been closed now that it's evening, and there does seem to be some patrols around like the perimeter a little more as it's gotten dark, or maybe because of the abyssal merge. But like I said, other than like when you pass people, which they kind of turn and don't really engage as you walk by them, it is a very interesting environment. They are not being hostile, they are not being friendly, and you can't figure out why they wouldn't. You especially, Xanthi, can't figure out why they would be hostile to you all. Like, you're like, is there some political beef I'm not aware of? I don't know if that's what Xanthi would think, or if that is something Sarah would think. But it is giving very, I guess you rolled pretty high. It is giving very political, like, beef. You're like, I don't fucking know what that could be about. Like, don't you both want to protect people? Like, I don't understand.
Okay. Well. Okay. You'd think that they'd be, a little friendlier, seeing new people. You want to say hi, learn about them.
I mean, I don't really know. I never really thought about it before, but I don't know. Honor was saying they're, out here alone, and I don't really know what their deal is, but I don't like it.
I think Xanthi takes that in and is like looking at, like, just kind of like taking stock of the people. She probably, like, if she makes accidental eye contact with someone, she probably like does that thing where like
you do the awkward white person smile as you walk by, just like, hey.
Yeah, me. Well, okay. She seems like a little probably disappointed that there's nothing more like interesting other than these bland buildings and these people who don't seem interested in I think she thought maybe like mercenaries were like some sort of like adventurous storybook character or something,
Read about these guys.
She's like, there's none of the, like rowdy tavern night in Serenity's Roost vibe here. No gambling, no like little campfires, stories, drinking. Like, this is a little lame. A little disappointed in the mercenary experience.
Marigold's relieved that no one's come to talk to them while Xanthi's been not so casually snooping around. So
She'd snoop harder if anything looked interesting. So it's a good thing it just looks so boring because she's losing interest and she's just like, fine.
Good. Marigold's gonna take note of that and try to guide them back towards the camp. She's also pretty tired and wants to go to sleep.
It's true.
Yeah.
You are exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. You all get ready for a, hopefully, finally, uninterrupted night of sleep. No watches are needed, and hopefully nothing attacks you in this way station.
Marigold does her best to stay awake until she knows that Xanthi is asleep.
Doesn't want Xanthi sneaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trust me to be responsible and go to bed.
But yeah, as you all are sleeping, kind of tossing and turning, It is much cooler than it has been for the previous couple nights. Teddy and Xanthi, you both kind of wake as you hear kind of like some whooping and celebrating, some laughter. Kind of, it's faint, but you can hear that both of you having the higher of the perception scores.
Okay. So, rubs eyes, sits up, and then, yeah, like, definitely doesn't even think about it and just starts to crawl out of the tent to see what's going on.
Xanthi. And Teddy's gonna, like, try and, like, step over, like, Marigold, who's, like, sleeping next to him, you know, like...
You think Marigold's awake because her eyes are wide open, and then you're like, oh, she just sleeps like that.
Not all the time, but tonight.
But this time.
But tonight.
This time.
I just want to know what's
Where are
going on.
you?
There's some commotion.
Oh, I heard it.
Well, shouldn't we see if everything's okay? Weakest justification ever.
Shouldn't we just, like, the DM said it, so, like, shouldn't we poke it?
It's probably worth seeing. I think Teddy is gonna give a little sigh. Only if we don't stay out too long.
No, I just want to take a look. I'll be really quiet. They won't even know I'm there.
You're not going alone.
How would you want to come?
Bloody sister. He kind of like... One moment. And he's going to, like, squat down and become a mouse. And he is going to, like, crawl up Xanthi's, like, pajamas and, like, settle in her pocket. He folds his little mousy arms.
Xanthi, you understand Teddy body language perfectly. You know the vibe that Teddy is giving off. Teddy Mouse is giving off.
She just gives little Teddy Mouse a little pet and like is pleased and kind of like just literally just little scampers. Like she's not wearing her armor, so she's trying to be just, dainty on her feet as she half skips along, trying to just investigate.
Yeah.
I'll be so quiet. I'll be so stealthy. You won't even know I'm there.
She's singing while she's giving too. Yeah, Xanthi,
I love her so much.
I just want to take a little look, a little one, a baby look.
I love that the DM will remember this when I need something in the future to get you to go look at it. Just a little look. Yeah.
She must know.
She must.
What the noise was.
Yeah, so
Is it cool?
Xanthi,
What's happening?
You're kind of stepping through all the tents. There's this fire which is kind of dimmed down, and you can make out kind of the general direction of the noise, and you realize it's actually like right on the other side of the wall, like outside of the way station. And you think if you could just get like up to the rampart, you could probably see a bit better. You can still hear there's like a bit of laughter, like one loud laugh and then some quieter talking. And as you get to the top of this rampart, Xanthi, you and Teddy both see 4 of the Drakkon Company mercs. You see that they've surrounded this like demonic hoofed monster. One of them is slowly cutting and dismembering its clawed hand with a dagger, finger by finger. Another is kind of taking a torch and holding it to its tough flesh, like burning it for a little bit before taking it back. The monster looks incredibly injured as the mercs are kind of toying with it, not killing it. You can hear their taunting and laughter from here and quite clearly see this going on, both you and Teddy.
It's a monster that we're seeing?
Yep.
Is it like fighting back or what's happening?
I mean, it has been like hamstrung. It can't get away. It is. They hunted it down, and now it's like being tortured.
Okay. How badly injured does it look?
Oh, it's like 2 hit points. Like the thing is fucked up.
Okay, I'm going to cast Firebolt at it.
Oh!
Yeah. Roll to hit.
Okay, that's not. It's only a 10, but I have a +6 to my spell attack.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a 1d10 damage.
1d10.
So. I don't. There's a 1d10.
Teddy, you feel a little jolt as Xanthi points and you see a firebolt streak out of her hand. Little mouse, Teddy.
Literally 2 hit points.
2 hit points. Yeah, you see this bolt of fire streaks out and kind of engulfs this demonic creature as it finally keels over. And you see one of the Drakkon Company mercs is like, snaps his head up, he's like, hey, what the fuck? Fuck you! And runs, all 4 of them run around and inside to get up to where you are, if you were staying there, Xanthi. What you doing, Xanthi? And or Teddy?
Well, I didn't think that they were gonna be that upset about it. But just helping them along. Oh, I am going to boom, Misty Step.
You leave. So I think Teddy, you're being carried, or does it leave Teddy?
Pocket, right? Wait, no. Can
You can't-
it?
You can't bring a
Never mind.
person with
That's
you.
okay. No. It's okay. He's a little mouse. He can scamper and hide. If you need to get out, I think that splitting up might be wise in this instant.
Okay, yeah, I will look taken aback
Mm-hmm.
by the reaction and the movement. And I will I will go ahead and Misty Step.
Where are you? Which kind of direction are you misty stepping to? Give me a general sense of like down into the camp, like just along the wall somewhere, out of the camp, out of the wall. Where are you going?
No, I think part of me wants to just be like, what? And what?
I know you do.
Actually, I want her to run, but no, I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I am just going to dig in my heels and try to affect what of it energy.
All right. Yeah, Teddy, are you doing anything as you see that Xanthi's like getting ready to go and then like settles down and like tenses. You can feel Xanthi tensing, getting ready for a confrontation.
I think I forgot I was wearing makeup. Okay. I have like Gosh. I think he's gonna stay in the pocket for a little bit.
All right.
See what happens.
Yeah, Xanthi, you see that rounding the corner, kind of running up the steps onto the rampart. You see the 4 members of that little mercenary squad who start to like walk quickly towards you. You can tell they're extremely pissed. You can see one is like cleaning blood off of the dagger that they had, and is like, "Hey, what the fuck, man?"
She has now like steeled herself, and she just like cocks her head to the side and goes, "Looked like you needed help."
What is Xanthi trying to intimidate? What is the vibe? Or is Xanthi just spitting facts?
She's just stating that it just looked like they needed a little bit of help. She's not saying it in like an antagonistic tone.
Mhm.
She's just being like, "Oh, monster," and it was still alive, so
Yeah.
like shrug, like
Yeah. You see that like the like lead one who's like pretty pissed. You see a really kind of built elf, full elf, who starts to walk up to you before you see kind of cross in front of you. You didn't even know when they got there. You see the humanless squad kind of step in front of you, and step between you and them. As Braga kind of crosses his hand, is way bigger than this full elf. Is like, "Is there a problem? I just heard that you all are having a little bit difficulty getting something done." So, and you see that the full elf kind of like, "They fucking stole from us. That's gonna cost you money." And Braga goes, "Fine. I'll make sure Honor puts in a few gold for your incompetence. Back off. We're done here."
he does absolutely try to stifle a snicker.
Yeah, from around the you like want to look around the squad, but they are literally like a fucking wall.
Just a girl.
Yeah. And you see it's like a real tense moment. You can see from there there is a really tattooed air genasi that is part of the humanless squad, and you can see, because his hand is behind his back, like he flicks a little bit of a spark of fire and getting ready to come to blows, before you can just see around, and the elf kind of throws up his hands. It's like, "You know what, fine, y'all take the fun out of everything anyway," and kind of walks off. Also stumbling over his words a little bit. We're gonna stick to that. Yeah, he a little scared of Bragic. As Bragic turns to you, Xanthi, is like, "You good? Also, why are you here alone?"
Fine.
Teddy will like peek up from her pocket.
I don't even know if
and give a
Bragic
squeak.
can realize that it's not just a mouse. Like,
Mhm.
He's like literally like, "I'm fine. He had the problem. And I'm not alone." She pats the mouse.
see,
Just a little tap tap.
yeah, Bragic's like, "I mean, did you really think after what they're doing, taking their kill, they would react kindly to it?"
Well, to be honest, I didn't actually think about it. It just didn't seem right what they were doing, even though it was a monster. And so I just kind of acted. But it felt right and justified.
You see, he kind of gives a long sigh. He's like, it's late. Yeah. I mean, at the very least, you stuck to what you believe in. Even if that belief would have dearly ended you on the receiving end of a nasty dagger.
Well,
You think they wouldn't blame that monster on your death? It'd be really easy to make it look like you walked out there.
like, clearly has not considered this.
Yeah.
Like, thought they were maybe a little, like, you know, a little malicious, but, like, literally didn't think that they were that, like, morally bankrupt to just, like, kill a random innocent person just because they pissed them off. So I think she's taking, reassessing her her opinion
Mm-hmm.
of the mercenaries, and is like, wait, maybe this is what she was talking
Maybe
about.
Honor was right all along.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh. I guess I hadn't considered that. So sorry? I mean, I would still do it again, but I am sorry, and thank you. Just, I didn't think that they were, like, bad people.
There's a reason they like being out here, away from everyone else. Rules kind of go out the window as long as you're killing monsters.
That's disappointing.
Life can be, huh?
Yeah. Now she feels really bad about the prank. Right. I'm sorry to involve you in that. I mean, I would have fought him if he insisted.
Somehow that doesn't make me feel better about the situation, so I am glad that I stepped in. You would have been outnumbered. You see, he starts to turn and is just like, maybe in the future, just try thinking even 2 steps ahead than what you're doing now.
I have heard that. She's like, I have heard that advice before. She'll just kind of nod and be like, why do I feel like I just got scolded by my parents?
He could easily be your parents' age. Because he's grizzled, which means he has gray hair.
That's flabbergasting to me. My flabbers have been gasted.
Yeah. You see that he turns though, and with a little bit of a nod, walks away. You see that the other 3 are kind of less of the. They're all equally like jacked or wearing a bunch of armor, but not quite as gruff as Bregik. And you see the Air Genasi just kind of like winks at you, and then heads out in a very like, don't let him get to you kind of way. Before getting absolutely backhanded by Bregik for that, as they walk off. You can tell that the squad has been together long enough that it's like, okay, I'm gonna say something, you're gonna do something, I'm gonna do this back, and it's just like second nature. And yeah, Teddy and Xanthi, you're left back on the ramparts, and you are aware that you can feel from like far enough away. You are still being glared at by the mercenaries that Bragic chased off, but they are not stupid enough to try and come make issues again when they were told they'll get paid for the inconvenience of you kill stealing.
Xanthi was looking very like she's very chastised, but she does shoot a glare in that direction.
Of course.
And then she'll like start talking to Mouse Teddy as she's like like hurrying back to the tent. She's like, I know, don't say anything. You don't have to say anything. I know, I said I'd be quiet. So
in the Discord, I just sent Jerry from Tom and Jerry glaring. I don't think Teddy's like glaring, but I think he is like a very like pointed look at Xanthi.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that once she gets like out of eyesight from like the others, he'll claw him out of her pocket and turn back into like normal Teddy, and he's gonna say, "I do want you to know that I wouldn't have let you get stabbed quite that easily. I had a plan."
Thanks, Teddy. I know. I'm sorry. I know I said I would be quiet. That was so...
It was cruel.
Yes. It just wasn't right. And, like, what kind of a person would I be if I just didn't do anything about it?
I understand.
Yeah.
For now, let's get some rest.
Right.
And try and ignore any other commotions.
Right. I will try very hard.
Yeah. As you all kind of quietly get back into the tent and lay back down, Xanthi, it occurs to you, like, as you're tossing and turning and trying to go to sleep, why was Bragic there? If it wasn't because he heard a noise and was investigating. And you're like, he also might have a little bit of an issue, leaving things be.
Me? For doing the thing that he was gonna do?
And suddenly Xanthi can't sleep. She's pissed.
That guy!
God, that nerve!
But yeah. The rest of the night is quiet, or you don't hear any other commotions. And you all kind of wake the next morning. It is technically a short rest if anyone would like to Teddy, reset your things. Any rolls to be made, but I think everyone's pretty okay there. And yeah, you all pack up your things and get ready to head out of the Waystation.
Okay. Definitely keeping my eyes peeled for the Psycho Squad.
That's a great name.
I feel like they'd give themselves that name too. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
very like Joker, nobody gets me.
Yeah.
Like, oh boy.
They're called the Psycho Killers. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, with a
That's
Z.
With
Yeah.
a Z. There's random letters that are capitalized in it for no
Oh,
reason.
for
There's definitely
sure.
like the
For
O is
sure.
a 0.
Yeah.
Ugh.
They're the worst. You've now discovered your arch nemesis, the Psycho
I'm
Killers.
this now. Yes.
But yeah. Anyone doing anything in the morning? We'll continue through day 4.
Keeping an eye on Xanthi so she doesn't
Yeah.
get into any trouble with anyone.
Yeah, make sure she doesn't go off and do anything.
Yeah. We made it through the night. We just have to make it through the next morning, and then we can go, and everything will be okay.
Yeah. Look at
right.
I don't
that.
think
Find
Teddy's
out
gonna
about
tell anyone
Xanthi.
about their little adventure.
No, Teddy and Xanthi have something they're gonna take to the grave.
No, I'm glad I'm not the only
Loose
one with little
lips
secrets.
Sink ships.
Those guys try and pick a fight, though. I want to fight them. I'm just gonna say. If they come at me.
We leave. Xanthi flips those guys off. We're like,
Probably. As you are outside the waystation, Xanthi's just flipping them off.
She does the like prestidigitation soils their pants this
Yeah.
time.
whoa!
Whoa.
Classic move.
Classic
move.
Xanthi.
So you can soil all of their pants.
Yeah, how does it feel now that Braga came to your fucking rescue?
I knew you were gonna make me pay for it. I knew
Mhm.
you were gonna make me
And that's only the start.
like this guy, only to kill him in a tragic way. I already know.
This
I
man
don't
is
know.
still alive.
I know, but
not
for
in Sarah,
now.
not in Sarah's mind. In Sarah's mind, he's dead. He's dead already.
He's basically gone.
Yeah, I cannot get emotionally attached to him because I see the writing on the wall here.
He's so grizzled.
This is the like movie equivalent of a guy opening his like locket and being like, "My beautiful wife,
Oh, yeah,
whom
yeah.
I will return to after the war."
That's
Like, man.
100% it. I refuse to be played.
Maybe that's what he thought about you all.
Oh, stop it. No.
He said they're not making it through. Can't get
I
attached.
kind of like him now. I have
Whoa.
to say. Kinda like
He's
him.
kind of clutch. He's cool.
He was, yeah. And I like the air genasi too. He seems cool.
Yeah.
Seems cool.
Mm-hmm.
What's the air genasti's name?
Whisk.
Whisk.
Like
Fun.
the kitchen utensil.
I was
Yeah.
about to say like the kitchen thing.
Like the kitchen utensil.
I love
Whatever
that.
Whisk is pronouns, so I can add it to the roster.
Pretty sure he, him is what I wrote. So
I already put air
I wrote
genasi.
nothing. So yeah, Whisk is he, him. Because I said he.
What's Braggick's class?
Bragic is a barbarian.
Classic.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that for
Right.
him.
But yeah, you all get ready for your third day on the road, setting off from the way station, on the road again. The familiar pattern
Fourth
of
day.
fourth day, yes, of marching, meeting up with going rogue, breaking, quick rest. It's starting to become almost second nature to you all. By mid-morning, you're able to see the large swath of the dark forest that extends all the way to the nearly the bases of the mountains, even beyond that. Valmir Forest. Within minutes of passing under the looming dark wood trees, the temperature drops noticeably. You start to have to kind of push together a little bit more, the path narrowing slightly. Few stones, but for the most part, some just really damp, dark soil. As both Hayes and Marigold would know, the darkest time in Valmir Forest is the summer, when the trees are fully, have all of their leaves quite a bit different than the rest of the free cities.
So glad I have my Cold War pick now. Thanks, guys.
You can see everything.
You can see things.
I mean, I could already see things, so can't relate.
I cannot.
Relate with your like extra super special dark vision.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My eyes need to readjust to here.
But yeah, you spend the day walking, and the sky darkens pretty quickly between the limbs of the trees within the forest. The sun setting, so to speak, a lot sooner than it had when you were out on the unobstructed road. And you have to walk about an hour or so in pretty much darkness to kind of keep on pace, or so to speak, keep up your full day of travel until it is finally time to settle down. Xanthi and Teddy, again, with your perceptions, as kind of a place is being picked for settling in for the night, which is a lot harder now that you need to find a place to kind of put multiple tents in a forest. You see that Honor and Braggick seem to be having a kind of heated discussion. And the rest of the task force is like giving them space and like going about doing their own thing, like unpacking, but definitely paying attention to what's to what's going on, like pretending not to listen, but absolutely just like retying and untying the same thing like 4 times to try to catch the barest like amount of the conversation, which surprisingly you cannot hear, and you have a feeling Whisk or one of the other members of Humanless may have something to do with that, casting a bit of a spell to silence whatever argument they're getting into.
Well, I definitely pointed out to Marigold and Hayes.
Well,
Can I don't know, detect thoughts about it?
I was hoping
Oh,
you'd do
yeah.
something like that.
I'm so scared of mine.
I'm not gonna subtle spell it, only because I'm hoping that no one will be paying close enough attention to us to really care
Yeah.
that I'm casting a spell.
Who
But
are
I
you
am
casting it on?
cast detect thoughts. Well, the fun thing is that with an action I can switch between people, but I will start with Honor.
Yeah. And you're just doing surface level, right?
Just surface level. Yeah, I will let you know if I decide to dig deeper.
So yeah, as you hit Honor's mind, it is very much like opening a filing cabinet. You're like flicking through perfectly aligned, situations and scenarios, and you see right now there's 2 things in Honor's mind. It is pushing ahead through the night to try to make it to Lumen early, or keeping the steady pace and getting there with another full day of travel. And you could tell that she is arguing with Braggick about what the best course of action is.
Okay, I'm gonna pop over to Braggick's mind to get his opinion.
Yeah, you pop over to Braggick's mind, and there's one thing on that man's mind. It's a wide open field, and it's get there. You can see that Braggick is arguing in the kind of we have to go, like very one-track mind barbarian vibes of why are we talking about this? Just go. We're wasting time.
Oh, I agree with him. But I feel like my voice in this situation is so like negligible.
Yeah, as you're you would switch to Braggick, and you are kind of like focusing on that because you're concentrating on the spell. And after a moment, you realize Braggick's mind has gone blank. And you look up and realize that the 2 of them have stopped talking, which means there's no more thoughts happening in Braggick's mind, apparently. And you see that...
Quick!
You see that Honor just kind of like tries to claps him on the shoulder. He's very tall. Maybe the arm is better. And she walks out to the rest of everyone, and kind of starts to go to groups, and when she finally gets to you all, is like, we're going to be having a meeting, so please join us. We have something to discuss. And she says that to your whole group, not just Marigold.
okay. A meeting?
Is it about how quickly we will get there?
You see, she raises one eyebrow, which I wish I could do, and just gives a little nod before continuing to gather people. And once everyone's finally gathered, you see that Honor kind of clasps her hands behind her back, pacing a little bit in front of everyone before going. Breaking down our current distance to Lumen, there's a choice to make. We have the potential to keep moving and try to make it in the early hours of the morning, risking exhaustion and moving carelessly for whatever that may be within the forest, or keep our steady course and arrive mid-afternoon tomorrow. This is an important decision, and it must be made with the group in mind. As such, everyone take a few minutes and discuss with your squad. We'll be holding a vote. And she steps back as you hear kind of murmurs go through and squads break off to start discussing what the course of action is.
We're voting to go, right?
I want to be there now, but I think it probably would be best if we were all at our best.
We're not at our best. That's the deal with traveling. Some things you just have to do tired. I've been tired this whole time, but it's not going to make a difference. What makes a difference is how much time we have.
That's true. Yeah.
And the sooner we get there, the more time the people of Lumen have.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I can't say that I'm terribly familiar with the things that one might find in and around Lumen. I mean, if we are traveling at night outside of a city, what can we expect? Did you encounter anything on your journey here that we might know about to be better prepared should we travel under the cover of night?
Being from Lumen. Well,
Yeah.
from Lumen.
So the two of you you didn't experience anything on the way here. There is a very specific reason, the time of year that like the new volunteer training is. It's like one of the least likely to have merges. It's not near any of the equinox or the solstice. There's a lot of volunteers that then escort a lot of people, and honestly a bigger group is almost safer because things that would take smaller groups leave you alone. But knowing the forest, fucking anything. This forest is dark, deep, it goes on forever. Teddy, you would even know that like what your mentor, well, not mentor, what Salehi was saying is he goes and spends months just lost in Valmir Forest because it is so expansive and there's just so many things here. So really nothing, anything, somewhere on that scale.
I mean, there are many risks with traveling in the forest, but it doesn't get much brighter in the day. Any threat that we encounter at night could also be encountered during the day hours.
If we look and find the Siren Sisters, are they generally more like gung-ho, let's go, or more of a hang on and wait until tomorrow kind of vibe that we get from them? Because I like them.
You look over. Give me a perception check.
14.
A 14. You can see that they are currently split and they are arguing. There's only 3 of them, which means there cannot, like, they have to, someone's going to, if they're not in a majority, someone's gonna break the stalemate. And from this argument, you can see that Chrysaris is on one side and Isolde on the other, and Mawa is in the middle. The two of them are trying to get Mawa to their side. You recall that Chrysaris is not from Lumen. Isolde and Mawa both are. So it does seem that even they are currently split, but you know they're going to have to come to some sort of consensus, but you've not rolled high enough to gather which way they will fall.
Sure.
Mm.
I would say Marigold does know which way humanless falls. And infamously, or not infamously, I don't know why I said that word. Honor is like abstained. She does not have a say in this, being the one leading. She doesn't have a squad with her. So you know of what one group is saying.
Well, I have a pretty good feeling where Honor is as well. If she was arguing with Bragic about it,
Yeah.
then her opinion is not. Yeah.
We're not or I'm not the only one that thinks this way. Bragic and his squad are foregoing, and they have a lot of experience. I don't think they would
disagree with you.
take us into trouble that we couldn't handle. Not talking about our squad specifically, but they seem to be very set on doing things that the group is capable of.
Xanthi has closed her eyes, and she is currently having a conversation with her goddess. She is having a silent prayer standing up just in the middle of this conversation.
Yeah.
Just like,
hello. There's elevator music. She's on hold, guys.
Yeah, like, do you know what's going on down here? And just wondering if you know anything, and if you think we should go, or if you think we should wait. Also, this is day 32 of me asking if you would pretty please, teach me how to cast the fireball spell.
Gotta get it in there. Xanthi, you feel the kind of rustle of the wind through the leaves. You can hear the murmur, and at some points, like some heated discussions going on around you, but you do not hear a response from your goddess.
Okay.
My goddess doesn't have an opinion. She just says out of nowhere to the group.
At this point, would we recognize that look on Xanthi's face that
yeah,
she is currently...
you know, she was talking to her goddess.
Your goddess may not have an opinion, but what about you?
Well, I mean, I think I know why people would want to wait, so that they're not fighting tired, in case, we're immediately set upon by, shadows and undead. But I would have to vote press on.
Marigold's gonna look at Teddy because he's the only one that hasn't said yet that he wants to go.
Yeah, it's got to be unanimous.
Yeah, I think that hearing Xanthi, I think he's gonna say, well, then it sounds like it's decided.
Yeah, as you all finish your conversation, you see that other squads have already started to group back up with around Honor. And as everyone looks at her, she goes, all right, well, we'll do this from most senior to least. So, disaster crew, and you see, they give a no. Battle breakers, a yes. Carnage, yes. Night owls, yes. Humanless, yes. Going rogue, no. Trouser thieves, no. I forgot you all don't know all the names yet.
Please send me a list.
I will, yeah. Thor's Company, yes. Slayers 3? No. And Siren Sisters? No. An even split, 5 and 5, between yes and no. As
Of course it's an even split.
there's a very specific reason I made 11
Marigold
of you.
will
As-
speak for the group
Yeah,
to
as
announce the vote.
Honor looks at you all. You now see everyone looks at you all, because this is the final deciding factor, what will push it over between a yes and a no.
Marigold stands with so much confidence and says yes.
Honor looks and goes, all right, decision's been made. Take 5. Get ready. We're moving out. We should hopefully be there by late evening. Thanks, everyone. Sylvia, protect us. As she steps back and starts checking her armor. You all just catch the look as you look around and you see that Bragic gives you all like a nod yes.
Marigold's gonna give the nod back.
You see that the Siren Sisters look at you all, and Chrysaris has a look on her face of, like, you all might be trying a bit too hard at the idea of pushing ahead. It's not like super like fuck you all, but it's just like, okay, we did not agree on that one.
Chrysaris did not like that.
Chrysaris will remember that.
Chrysaris will remember that.
Marigold doesn't care what Chrysaris thinks.
That's fair.
Xanthi might, but Marigold doesn't.
But yeah,
Win.
as you all head out to push on through the night, I need a marching order.
I think Marigold's up at the front because she's got really good dark vision to see whatever's coming up ahead, and she also, I feel like, out of the group was the most sure of her yes,
Yeah.
and is feeling that sureness, eager
Alright.
to get there.
Marigold first. What next? Who next?
Can't decide if Hayes is second or last.
I think Teddy is a solid third.
Great.
And I think he's going to
Xanthi, where are you?
cast light,
Hmm.
unless, like, told not to. He's going to cast light on his quarterstaff, so Hayes has some light, and they can see where they're going in this dark forest.
I think Xanthi would go second, because she's like, she knows she's like a good little scout, and so I think she's like, based on the apprehension of some of the other people who were voting no, she's like, okay, well, I can at least do my part and kind of keep an eye out for danger.
Yeah. You all readjust your armor or check your component pouches, whatever it is, as you are getting ready to step out. And you hear kind of, not much, but the heavy thud of armored boots across stone and rock, the light clanking of metal, and uneasy whispers in the late night air. You see the trees loom over the path, their shadows more starkly present in the light of the new moon than you feel should be possible. Common sign in the forest. After an hour, maybe two more, continuing through, even more. You feel like you have to be close to Lumen now, maybe only a couple more hours, an hour, maybe 2 at most. You hear the ripple of an order to halt snake its way down to your squad. A stretch of silence. Suddenly, the earth around you erupts in a spray of dirt and rock. You hear the deep voice of Bragic shouting, "Ambush from below!" Two enormous, many-legged insects with sharp hooks and powerful mandibles emerge, covered in soil. That's just around you. You see at least 10 or 12 more across the entire squad. A whole horde of them. I'm gonna need initiative, and I know it's late, but we're gonna
I'm
be
good.
jumping into
Good.
Owlbear. Also,
That
that
was
music
great.
betrayed me. It was so much more dramatic than I thought it was going to be. But I guess we're here now.
Oh, 14.
All right, hold on. I gotta get all my
Sorry.
things situated. Where does
Where's Owlbear?
this go? Owlbear goes here. No, let's go there. Okay, let's have this.
Can you relink Owlbear?
What?
Can you relink Owlbear?
Yeah. Relinked Owlbear. And then I will put this over. All right, go ahead and give me those initiatives.
15.
14.
Also a 14. Hello.
15 for Teddy.
I'm so sad. I rolled like really bad.
14 for Xanthi and Hayes. Who wants to go first?
I'm down with going first. My dex is a +0.
I think
So,
technically my dex is higher, but I'm happy with letting you go first. That way I can know whether I need to be like offensive or healing
Right.
based on how hard this first round
And
goes.
then Marigold.
I got a 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Oh,
Yep.
sorry, I accidentally dragged you.
So make sure. So Marigold, you're have to be first, then Xanthi, then Teddy, then Hayes, as that is the marching order.
I didn't specify beforehand, so if the answer is no, that's okay. Would Teddy have been able to, when Bragic called out, up his spores?
No, technically, you all are going to have the surprised condition as these burst out of the ground. Bragic was basically saying it, and you were like, "Yeah, no shit," as like they were.
No,
you
he's
know.
just being good. I love him now. We bonded.
Wow, how long does it take one session to immediately switch from
Bragic and I are on the same page. He
Yeah,
gave me
yeah.
a nice little nod.
That's all it takes. That's a
That's all
nice
it
nod. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. With that, yeah, make sure you just click off your character if you're not moving them or anything to keep things clean, and we'll get started with what will be a fight. Top of the round, technically, is Teddy, but you are surprised, so it skips you. Same with Hayes and Xanthi, which means these creatures get to go. We'll go from the top here. Let's see. It's going to move probably here, and is going to shoot a line of acid at Teddy and Marigold. I need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Natural 20
Nice.
for 22.
Not rolling good out here. Actually rolling bad. 10.
10. So, Teddy, you save. You take half damage.
Oh, it's acid damage! I'm
is acid
resistant to
damage.
acid damage!
All right, so you both take
Yay!
half.
Yay! Thank God.
So that's 12 half to 6 points of acid damage. As you feel it start to melt into your skin, you can hear the shouts and like screams of combat on all around you. You all basically stumbled across a giant anthill of these guys.
Ew.
As the second one moves, that's going to be dexterity saving throws from Xanthi and Hayes, as well as it kind of shoots this acid line.
Oh,
12?
hold on.
12?
5 plus 2 for a 7.
7. You both fail. You will take full damage.
Does
11
acid count as a
points.
disease?
No. 11
Sorry,
points of acid damage.
Okay.
And with that, that is their turn. I think this one actually down here is also going to get closer. Probably both of them are going to be right up on y'all. And
That's fine.
it is now back top of the round, Teddy's turn.
Okay, great.
Marigold.
Teddy is
Marigold was also surprised. It's the whole first round.
right.
gonna bumble over here.
Mhm.
So he's flanking with my buddy Hayes. Action up my spores.
Do it.
Sorry.
Or
Hooray, I get my hit points. I get 16 temporary hit points. Wah. Bonus action, I'm gonna activate Shillelagh. And as a free action, can I bump up my shield? Pull that up. Ready
I'd
to
say
go?
you probably had your shield out. Like, people were
Okay.
expecting some shit to go down. That's
Then
why
I
they
will
were-
adjust my AC
Yeah.
on the map.
Yippee!
Yippee! Okay, great.
Anything else, Teddy?
Feeling good.
Great. All right. Hayes, you're up. Xanthi on deck.
What's up? I'm gonna hit him.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Advantage.
Advantage. That's a 19 plus
Yep.
4.
That hits.
Go.
Clobber him.
Get him.
Clobber.
Get him.
1d8. Incredible. 4 total of bludgeoning.
4.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. I'm gonna need to give it a name.
Yeah.
1.
Gum.
Great. Name 2. All right. That is 4 points of bludgeoning. Anything else, Hayes?
I can't do anything else, so no. Don't
Did you
think I
roll a
can.
1 on your damage?
I rolled a 2.
2 plus 2 for 4?
2 plus 2 is 4.
Why do you have such a low modifier for your hammer?
Because I'm using my shield.
No,
And my shield
Oh,
is
single-handed.
1d8.
but
Yeah.
your damage modifier is only a plus 2?
Yep.
Girl, we gotta do something about
You
that.
gotta hit the gym, bro.
We gotta
My
do
shield
something
is
about
plus
that.
2, can I use
Oh
that?
God, we gotta get you lifted with Jaden.
Gotta, yeah. All right.
Pressure.
Anyone at this point, lift a branch. All right, Xanthi, you're up.
Said with love.
All right. Okay. I will go ahead and I guess I will. Yeah, I'm so nervous about using spell slots. I will cast Spiritual Weapon.
All right, let me get my drawing on.
I will just have it go to the space right to the, I'll say to the left of me. So it's like a catty corner between me and Marigold. I can still hit this guy. Yeah.
Jeez, hold on.
Very, very big one.
Yeah.
It's grown in power.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa.
So my little swirly orb of light, and it will, it can attack as soon as I cast it.
Yep.
So I will have it do that to start with, which is just an attack roll. What do I add to that? My +6. Yeah, that's gonna hit. That's like a 22.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. Sorry, I have to look up the damage every single time. 1d8. A whole 1d8. I'm sure. Okay. Oh, plus spellcasting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points of force damage.
Hell yeah.
We're just
Yeah.
gonna chip away.
Crack into this chitinous
Surely.
armor.
It's half dead now,
The best
right?
word
Like,
ever.
clearly. That is my bonus action to cast and have it attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can use an action, but I can't cast
Has to be
a
a cantrip.
level spell.
Yeah.
So I can cast a cantrip though. Yes?
Yep.
You know what? It has been damaged now, so I will toll the dead.
Hell yeah.
And
Is that a save for me?
it's a wisdom 14 save. Are they wise?
I'm not wise. I rolled a 13.
That is a d8 as well. So 1. So that's 1 point. 1 point of
Hell yeah.
necrotic damage.
Heck
Get 'em.
yeah!
Get
Whittle
'em.
him down!
Damage.
You don't think this has ever heard a bell, and that's why tolling it doesn't do much, you know?
You know,
That's funny.
we'll get it there. If we can just
Yeah.
stay alive long enough, eventually 1 hit point at a time will kill you.
Exactly.
Mhm.
All right, Xanthi, that your turn?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna move at all. Because I'm close enough to be able to, like, get to people if I need to heal them. So, yeah, I will... Oh, wait, hold on. Acid sprays, you said?
I did say that.
Acid sprays, you said. Let me just do.
Well, we're being tactical tonight.
And do.
Ew!
All right. Yeah.
Just go from
Yeah.
there. Dead.
All right, cool. With that, it is the first Onkeg's turn. It is going to make a bite attack at Teddy.
Okay.
That sounds bad.
That's a 9 to hit. That misses.
It will not hit.
Yeah. So second one is going to make a bite attack at Marigold. Fucking shit. Well, it was nice playing this game. That was a 3, so 7 to hit.
Oh,
All right,
sorry.
round it back up
That
to the
sucks.
top. All right,
We're
well,
good.
Marigold, go ahead.
Yeah, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Am I flanking with Xanthi now?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna upcast Inflict Wounds, so it'll
Ooh.
be 2nd level Inflict Wounds. Okay, no crits, but good rolls nonetheless. That will be a where did it go? 24 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Yay! So let's see. I think that's 4 d10s. So yeah, it's 4 d10s. That's a lot of d10s.
That's a lot of d10s.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kill the bug.
Oops.
Got to spore it.
Okay. Usually I roll like really well on my d10s for Inflict Wounds. I didn't roll as good. I rolled a little below average, but it's fine. 19 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Here
a
I was
lot.
thinking you're gonna be like 8. Wow. Nicely done.
Which
How's
one is
he
that too?
looking now?
Hold on, I'm doing math.
Sorry.
Fucked up. Yeah, you can
Yay!
see like parts of the armor have started to fall off. I will tell you, he's taken 31 points of damage, so that is not a
Good.
not a small amount. But yeah, parts of the armor started to fall off. You see like one of the mandibles is kind of fucked up. It's
And
leaking this like green ooze.
Nice. I am feeling good now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I was like scared, but now we're chilling. I'm gonna use my bonus action.
Crazy what happens when I
to
miss with both my attacks.
use 3 sorcery points to get a 2nd level spell slot back.
Sweet. All right.
And then I'm going to also move over here.
Yeah. All right.
Or yeah, I'm also gonna move there.
Great. Anything else?
I'm gonna actually move there.
Okay.
And nothing else for me.
All right. Teddy, your go. Hayes on deck.
Whoa.
Great. I'm gonna try and hit it
Go for it.
with my staff. Oh no! Didn't roll good. It's not gonna hit. I'm almost certain. Yeah, 8 will not hit.
8 will not hit.
Boo! I was all prepped. I did all my
just
prep. I
smack
was ready
against
to
the
go.
armor, the
Ugh.
carapace, and it does not
Yeah.
fucking break
Makes
through.
me so mad.
Yeah, I feel
Okay.
ya.
Is this the creature that Teddy got his armor spiked from and with?
Honestly, could be. I forgot now, but it honestly, it could be a bigger version of it.
Yeah, I think he like smacks this thing into the side of it, and it like bounces off, and he's like, oh. And he's like, I can't be that
He's
mad.
like,
This
you know,
good
honestly, props.
Yeah.
That's so cute. I
How
love
many
Teddy.
bonus actions. I'll pass. Oh, that feels so sad. Okay, take it away.
All right, Hayes, you're up. Xanthi on deck.
Oh, I did roll it with advantage. I'm blanking.
Oh
Wait.
my god!
Oh, it's only a 10.
And Teddy
Okay,
tries.
now I'm done.
Teddy really is like, oh, the armor though.
He's like, wow, that's pretty good. Okay,
All
sorry,
right, Hayes,
I'm done.
go.
Yeah, I have no spell slots, so all I have is
Smack it.
weapon. So. Advantage. 15.
15 just hits.
Woohoo! Okay. Alrighty. Yes, let's go. Max damage. 8 plus 2 is 10.
10, nice. Anything else from you, Hayes?
No, I'm gonna stay here.
Get that flanking?
Yeah, get the flanking. While Xanthi was originally where she was, I was gonna move like down a little to still be in range, but still like have her 5 feet so that she could get the sentinel. But no, or not sentinel, the paladin thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, he's not there anymore, so I'm not gonna do that.
I mean, I'm probably gonna move into flanking with Marigold anyway, but
Yeah.
We can do a little maneuver next turn.
Xanthi, your turn. What are you doing?
so bonus action, spiritual weapon can attack.
All right.
Oh, it's not great. 6 plus 6 for a 12.
Misses.
No. I will go over here in case I need to physically do like a... Oh wait, am I gonna even do well, a melee attack? Is there point to flanking? I'm not sure. I'm gonna do it anyway. Who knows? And I'm going to... I guess I'll toll the dead again. I'll try it.
Alright.
A wisdom 14 save.
That is a 15.
Okay. That is it. Action, bonus action, movement. Yep. That's it.
Alright. Yeah, you are just trying to find a way to break through this armor. This one has been injured, so you know there's a way to do it. But with that, we'll start back with one. It's going to make another bite attack at Teddy. That is going to be a 21 to hit.
Can I spore it?
Yeah, go for it.
Or actually, with a 21, I'm instead gonna use... No, I already used my shield, didn't I? Yep, okay. Yeah, I'll spore it. Why not? Yeah, 21 will hit. But it's gonna take... Oh, I doubled the dice because I have my thing up. It's gonna take 5 points of necrotic damage.
Nice. Yeah, Teddy, as it bites into you, you take... Why did it... Okay, you take 10 points of slashing damage and 3 points of damage, which I'm pretty sure that is acid damage. I didn't write the damage type down. And you are grappled. Hayes and Teddy, I need you to give me a perception check.
Is it gonna try and drag me into its cave and feed me to its queen?
No!
A 19.
A 19.
17.
17. You both see, based on the creature's claws and mandible, that soon as someone is bit and grappled, that is the only target it can bite until it can attack, is the person that has grappled. And with that, Teddy, we're going on a journey.
What?
It is going to move
its queen, to feed me to its queen!
5, 10,
No!
and then, actually, you come with me all the way over to this side of the map.
I'm sorry. Excuse me? How fast can this thing move?
Hold on. We're doing too many
Second
things.
part of that
As there's the other part of the map down here.
Holy
He can move another 5 feet. He can move 15 feet total. Hayes, you do get an opportunity attack. It doesn't stop movement.
That is no longer at advantage, correct?
Nope. Teddy is grappled.
that's a 3 plus 4 is 7.
Hayes, you are kind of panicking as Teddy is dragged away, and you see just vanishes underground. That is the first one's attack. I will move back over. Going to make an attack at Marigold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That is going to be an 11 plus 5, 16 to hit.
I will shield that.
Yeah.
After seeing what happens
You
to
see Teddy just whoop, and you're like, no.
No way. Marigold just unleashes this humongous burst of ink right into his face to try to be like, and don't attack me.
Yeah.
I'm just a girl.
All right, that is the second one's attack. With that, Marigold, you're up. Teddy on deck.
Cool. I did not. Oh my god! I did not want to have to use another first level spell slot, and I don't want to have to. Oh gosh, because this guy. Oh, he doesn't. Oh man. Well, I'm gonna move there. Just because I want to. Question. I'm thinking about casting Frostbite on this guy.
Yeah.
And It says on a failed save, it takes 1d6 cold damage and it has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll it makes. Would you count it attacking with its little mandibles and claws or whatever as a weapon attack roll?
I don't believe that is the wording. I believe it's supposed to be weapon attack because it is like your hand is cold from
that makes
the
sense.
frost.
Yeah.
But it does call it a melee weapon attack in D&D Beyond, which is wild. Alright, let's see. Target must failed save. It has disadvantage on the next weapon attack roll. You know what? Yeah, we'll go with it. Have fun.
Oh, I know. I feel like I should take advantage of the flanking and like try to crit, I guess. Oh. Okay, I'm just gonna do frostbite for now.
All right.
So that's a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. No. That's like a 9.
Ah! Yay! 1d6 of frosty damage. Oh, I rolled a 2.
Oh no.
It's okay. We'll
But it has disadvantage on its next melee weapon attack.
Yeah, when it pulls a sword out of its ass, it has disadvantage on the next attack. That's wild. I don't know why that's named that, but hey. Use it, I guess. Awesome. Anything else, Marigold?
Hayes has got Teddy. Xanthi is gonna take this guy out for me, and
Easy
then
go.
everything's gonna be okay, and I'll have enough sorceress power to get through. Lumen, I'm gonna use my bonus action to get rid of a spell slot to get more sorcery points back.
All right. And with that, we're back at the top of the round, moving on over to Teddy. Teddy, yeah, you got dragged down. You were grappled. What are you doing?
All right. I would like to. Do I think I could hit it hard enough in a way that would make it drop me?
No. This thing has a hard fucking shell. It wants to eat
So it
you.
would need to be like an athletics or an acrobatics to break out
Yeah.
of the grapple.
You would have to use your action to escape.
Oh, I hate them. Okay. The dilemma is I just don't have anything that I can use as a bonus action. Okay, actually. Sorry. This is throwing me for a loop a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna do something maybe silly.
Go for it.
I'm going to use Maximilian's Earthen Grasp. If it's gonna grab me, I'm gonna grab it.
Get him.
I need it to make a strength saving throw, please.
That probably fails. A 10.
Yeah, that doesn't. Okay, great. Okay, so as far as it says that you choose a 5. Oh wait, maybe it can't even grapple it. Hang on. It says a medium hand made from compacted soil rises and reaches for one creature. It doesn't specify that it has to be a medium creature. So I think it's fine. It is going to take 7 points of bludgeoning damage, and it is restrained.
You two just both grabbing each other.
Yeah.
Great. 7 points of damage. Awesome.
And I used my action to cast a spell, so I can't move. So I'm going to be done with my turn, and next turn I'll try and get out while it's restrained. At the end of its turns, it can make a It can use its action to make a strength check. Yeah,
All right.
there it is.
Awesome. That is Teddy's turn. We will move back on over. Hayes, you saw Teddy get dragged down a hole. What you doing?
So it looks like they have this one pretty much taken care of, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna jump in the hole.
go for it. So that was 5, 10, 15 to get in there.
Yeah.
Let's see, 5, 10,
10,
15. I'd say 20, so you land on the other side of Teddy.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
you land here. You can move yourself over to this side. Yeah, and you land right there.
Oh, great. It's so tight and squeezy. And...
Yeah, it's a good time down yonder in this 10 by 10 tunnel.
Mm-hmm. Is there enough room for me to be here?
Sure.
Sure. And hammer time?
Quickly dig some.
Yeah. Yeah, hit it.
Yeah. Hit him. Just a regular hit him.
I
Oh,
think
but it's
since
a
it's
19
restrained, you have
before.
advantage.
Oh,
Yep.
really?
Incoming attacks have advantage.
No. No, 19 plus 4.
That still hits.
Is a hit. Yeah, I wanna... No. Like, do I want to drop my shield and get a little more damage? But 7 plus 2 is 9.
And you kept your shield up.
Yes, I did.
Cool. Yeah. Chipping away at it. You can see some of the armor falling off. Is taking a good amount of damage there.
Cool.
Hayes,
Is there
anything
anything
else?
I can do? Is there anything I can do to like help the Teddy out of the grapple?
You would have to have used your action to
Okay.
pull him out of it.
Cool.
All right. You all are on that side. Down there. Marigold has this entire map highlighted for some reason. All right. With that, Xanthe,
Sorry, that was
you're
not
up.
on purpose. Am I still highlighting it?
No, you're good now. All right, Xanthe, you're up. You just felt the presence of Hayes sprint by and yeet into the fucking tunnel after Teddy got dragged.
Cool. So, yeah, I will start with having my spiritual weapon go ahead and attack this guy. Hopefully he rolls better. Okay. That's a 16.
16 hits. Yep.
Okay. I saw the 10 and I was like, "Wah," but spell attack is good. So, okay, that's solid. That is. Wait. Do I add to this? I literally will eventually remember this. You won't have to look every time. 5 plus 4 for 9 points of force damage. There we are.
How do you
That's
want to do
solid.
this?
Let's go!
Yes. Okay. Less impressive than smashing with like a hammer, but effective. Her little agitated ball of light just encompasses the monster, and I think he just kind of writhes and then falls over.
Beautiful.
So
Obliterated by light.
that's right.
Beautiful.
Magic wins. Okay, so cool. I look to Marigold, give her a thumbs up because we did this. We killed this thing.
We did
And
indeed.
kind of give a concerned glance towards the hole, and I know what's down there and what's happening, but Xanthe does not.
No.
So, Xanthe kind of just shrugs and goes running for the hole too.
All right. Are you jumping in?
100%. That's what she would do, even though
Yeah. You can land, 5, 10, 15, 20. That can land you right on the only available spot, so you don't smash into restrained or grappled Teddy and Hayes. It's real cozy down here now.
I think she was not. She was expecting more cavern, not
Less tunnel.
tight little sardines
Yeah.
here.
All right.
I have my action to take, so I will once more cast Toll the Dead on this guy instead.
All right. That
14.
is a what kind of save?
Wisdom.
Wisdom. Jesus Christ. I'm glad I have the worst bugs to exist. That's going to be a 4.
I knew eventually this cantrip would work. That is
They
a.
spent too much time making these pretty tunnels and not enough time fucking people up.
This one is damaged, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a D12 that I get to roll.
Oh, baby.
Get it.
Come
Roll
on.
that 1.
It's a 5.
A 5.
Wait, hold on. I don't add
You don't
anything
add
to
anything.
it, so just a solid 5.
How do you want to do this? That's the exact amount of hit
Xanthe,
points I had left.
She doesn't like bugs. She doesn't like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear
Crazy.
like a little tinkling of wind chimes, and this the bug looks anguished, and again just kind of just drops dead in front of her.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It was probably like a little like jump up and down, like yes.
All right.
Yeah, unrestrained now.
Yeah, you are able
Yay.
to get out of that. The 3 of you are down in this tunnel, though, and you're going to need to get back up out of the tunnel. It's at least a 10-foot drop down.
Miracle can pull us up.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
we,
for sure. Famously.
Good luck with that. I think Marigold at this point, because it would be her turn next, would run to the edge of the hole and look down, and with her very good dark vision would see that there is no space,
Mm-hmm.
and know that she can't get you out of there.
Do you want me to get help? I don't. Other people might be busy.
Understatement of the century.
She'll wait.
Go.
Idea. There's a tree root right near the entrance of the hole. I can tie my rope around the tree
Beautiful.
root
Yeah.
and then drop it down. And she was like, "Wait, I have an idea." And she's gonna do that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about using the bug body as a ladder.
Yeah, I think
A stool.
between both of those things, between the Marigold tying the rope, throwing it down, you all kind of shoved the bug a little bit to like climb on it and get back out of the tunnel.
Thank God it was that hole. Is all I have to say.
The rest of them screwed.
Roots on the other one.
No, there are roots on the other one. That's like a shadow.
It's a shadow.
No. Well, I'm
Yeah, that could have been bad.
As
But-
you all finally climb up out of this this tunnel, able to make it, out, and you hear that a lot of the commotion or the fighting has died down, but you everyone give me a perception check as you're all looking around at what's been going on.
13.
18?
Wow.
Oh my God. We're back where we started. For my roll, I think I rolled this poorly on the first perception check of the session too.
All right, 18 for Hayes, 13 for Teddy.
24.
24 for Xanthi.
I got a 3. Sorry, I'm trying to untie my rope over here.
Yeah,
and
you're
get it
really
back.
focused on this rope.
I mean, it's not like you can replace.
I like Marigold. She doesn't know how to tie knots, so she
doesn't
just
have
like
rope money.
she did the most, so it wouldn't like fall off, and now she has to undo it.
Yeah.
Mm.
As
Oh wait, she does know how to tie knots. She sailed.
yeah, it's stress, you know.
They were yanking really hard on the rope, and so now it's like really like the knot's really tight, and she's just not strong enough to like get it untied. That's the struggle we're having. She's got dainty little hands, exactly.
Yeah, you all are kind of like, you know, helping each other out of the tunnel, taking a moment, glad that that's over, when the three of you suddenly hear and see a kind of commotion as you look over and see the mangled and acid-scarred body of the fire genasi, who had helped you kind of get rid of those plants from Slayers 3. You hear someone shouting for a cleric as you see that air genasi from Humanless racing over with a diamond to revivify him. You see the kind of sobs and shouts of panic from the other two members as they're kneeling by the body of their dead friend. I'm gonna roll to see if they were able to get there in time after everything.
No.
It's going to be just a D10 roll. That's nat 20.
Yay!
You see that the kind of air genasi slides across the ground and slams the diamond like into the chest of the dying or dead fire genasi. You all feel this blast of magic, necromancy, as the spell takes hold, and you hear the piercing screams of the fire genasi as he comes back to life, gasping for air and grabbing for his companions.
Oh. Hello, trauma. That
Glad I'm
was
focused on my knots.
harrowing.
Marigold comes back with the rope.
Oh, jeez.
I don't think.
I think you
his
heard
one
the
is
screams. You just didn't know where they were. Yeah.
Actually,
I still come back with the rope.
Yeah.
I forgot. Has Haste shared about Caster with everybody?
yeah.
Yeah, okay. I thought so, but I was like, I talked to you so much about it, like, out of game.
To be fair, I don't think
it happened,
Caster
like,
shared
so
a ton.
early on, like during like the memorial wall.
Yeah.
They'll set it up.
That's
Caster
right.
probably didn't share the exact details of what revivifying
No,
entails.
absolutely not.
Um,
We heard the
Mhm.
screams, but they were nightmare screams and
Mhm.
oh, I'm in pain screams,
Mm-hmm.
but not that.
Oh, I love Marigold. She's gonna come up and be like, "Did he just get hurt?"
No, well, yeah, but no, he's dead, and they brought him back.
Oh, I didn't know that it would be like that.
Me neither.
Xanthi's just like staring with like really wide eyes because that is also not the kind of experience that she imagined it was. She thought more like, you know, a ray of light and gentle singing and you're, you know, a soft breeze and you're suddenly like waking from a dream.
That was how it was when the one time I ever revivified someone with a paladin. There was a ray of light and the music from a choir of eight.
Yeah.
If anyone dies during a Feywild merge, it's gonna
It's
happen.
gonna be
Oh
that.
my
The
god.
ethereal
Ambient music.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Marigold's
Teddy
not-
just kind of. Oh,
I-
do your thing.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, I think Marigold was expecting. She has never thought about it, so she was expecting it to be the same as when someone gets knocked unconscious and a little healing. Oh, I'm better.
Yeah, same.
I think Teddy just kind of puts a hand on Hayes' shoulder and gives a squeeze that you kind of get the sense is equal parts like thank you for jumping in a hole to come and save me, and also like kind of aware of the sensitive situation and circumstances, and just kind of like
Yeah,
not
his is
it's okay,
no,
but like, you know, we got you kind of thing.
Does everyone else look okay? Does it look like there's anyone else who is like in a bad way that like needs to be stabilized or anything?
You rolled pretty high on your perception check. Looking around, you see that there are a lot of people very injured. This ambush did a number with basically all of them being able to surprise, attack first, drag people underground, separating groups. Um, it looks like, as far as you can tell, everyone else has either been stabilized or healed. That was the only person who died and was able to be revived. But the group as a whole is looking a little rough. As you can see, Bragic has like a huge gash across his neck. His whole squad is just covered in like the green guts of the Ankegs. His axe or his greatsword absolutely covered in bug guts. Is also going around kind of checking on people along with Honor. She looks to be okay. No wounds on her. But you see he comes up to you all. You all good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right as rain.
All right. And he doesn't say anything further and continues to check on to the rest of the groups.
I will make amends. I will as he's walking away, I will cast a prestidigitation to clean him off. Clean him of the bug guts.
Nice.
I think Teddy's gonna start like going about bandaging wounds, you know, the way that he has been after these scuffles. Purely mundane, trying to avoid using spells if possible. And just kind of getting a read on the situation.
Yeah. You all take some time, bandage your own wounds mundanely or magically if anyone is taking healing potions. There is no short rest, but you could do healing potion spells, any of that.
Yeah. How does Xanthi look?
Let me check. 20 out of 35, so a little more than half.
Marigold will offer you another healing potion.
It's like a vending machine.
Coming up with these.
You gonna take it?
I mean, someone might need it more.
I mean, I think you look pretty bad, especially compared to everyone else in the group.
I say, not having looked at anyone else in the
You
group.
don't look at anyone else.
I think Teddy looks okay.
Teddy's
Hayes looks
probably
okay. Yeah, no.
She feels a little guilty. Like, but don't you need them though? Like, I mean, you don't.
Oh no. I'm resistant to acid damage, so I'm actually not that hurt.
Does she look injured?
I mean, a little bit, but Marigold
A little
didn't
bit.
take a lot.
Mm,
If Marigold had
she
gotten
kind of
bit,
bites
it would
her
be a
lip
much
little,
different
but
story.
does reach out for the potion. She'll.
Okay. That is 2d4 plus 2 healing.
Marigold has probably now done more healing than Xanthi has.
Look at that.
7 plus 2. Did you say plus 2 or plus 4?
Plus 2.
7, 8, 9. Okay. 29 out of 35. Nice.
Anyone else do? Hayes, you did some healing?
Yeah, I took a regular healing potion. It's this cute one that Sarah made for me.
Very nice.
It gave me 8 points back, and then I took 2 points of lay on hands, so now I'm at 33 of 40.
Cool.
With 12 lay on hands left. If anyone else needs any. Let me put my hands on you.
Yeah.
You're gonna offer or just say it like that? Take me to dinner first.
Support me, why don't you? Yeah. Definitely gonna look, vibe check, see if anyone visibly needs any, and then offer them. Does anyone look like they need them? Let me zoom into this map real quick. Teddy.
He's doing okay. I mean, if you're dishing it out and you want to, he will accept it. I also still have that other hit die, and we're almost to Lumen, so... Well, I guess the hit die won't matter because we're not short resting, but...
Yeah.
Up to you.
Yeah, I'll give you some. Are you still at 19?
I am at 19, yeah.
Do some quick math in my brain. Some rationing.
You're good.
I'll give you 3.
Thanks.
Puts me at 9, puts you at 22?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel good about that.
Thank you.
Yeah. Take your hand, squeeze your hand, and heal ya a little bit.
Are we've seen the humanless squad then, and I mean they're holding it down apparently. Do the Siren Sisters? Do we see them? Are they all up and look okay?
Yeah, you look over and you see that they are definitely scratched up, but all of them seem to be okay.
Yay.
But yeah, as you take care of your wounds and everyone else takes care of theirs, quite quickly you all get back on the road, just leaving this mess of, about 14 dead giant insects. I'm sure the forest will take care of it in one way, shape, or form. And the walk is less of a walk and more of a pretty slow jog. You can feel like people's are picking up the pace. They know that, especially for those of you who are from Lumen, you start to see some of the familiar kind of markers, a few lanterns, the path turning from more dirt into stone. I'm going to need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw as the night wears on and you are going without sleep. This is moving into almost the 7th or 8th hour.
Finally, a good roll.
Tate, did you subtract 2 to every single roll you did tonight? Okay.
The ones I did forgot it wouldn't have mattered. I forgot on my attack roll that was over 20.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been good about remembering, yeah.
Cool.
Legend.
Yeah. Fortunately, the only one that it did matter on was the one with Xanthian, and I caught that.
Yeah. All right. So
30-20.
30-20. You're toughing it out. Hayes.
13.
13. You take 1 level of exhaustion. Marigold.
I got a 19.
Toughen it out. You're still at 1 level of exhaustion. Xanthi.
17.
17. Toughen it out. You're good. Only 2 of you are at 1 level of exhaustion. A much better situation than could happen with 2 chances for exhaustion. But as you feel that pace pick up, kind of turning into this slow jog, this trudge towards Lumen, there isn't much else other to do then put your head down and go, you can still hear the kind of screams, the piercing screams, as that Genasi came back to life, feeling that necrotic magic kind of pulse through you, seeing the urgency of the cleric from Humanless running not for his life, but for that other Genasi's life. And those just kind of repeat through your mind until you start to hear a murmur go through the task force. You start to hear it too. Noise, combat, cries of pain and fear, explosions of spells, as Honor shouts, "We're close to the lighthouse. They must be under attack. Go!" Everyone breaking into a dead sprint up the dirt and stone street as the din of battle gets louder. And that is where we'll end tonight's session, as we are starting with another combat next week.
Oh my gosh.
Question. The lighthouse is the volunteers building in Lumen?
Like campus, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And it is the furthest south of along the roads in Lumen.
I really hope my dad's there.
We'll find out.
Because someone from the Planar Society had to tell them. And maybe it was my dad.
Maybe.